The school bag was thrown to the floor. A voice spoke up, then. I'll do it. Remember, I gave you a chance to back out. Sohm tried to resist, to tell him to stop. But Gian was a step ahead, suddenly pressing his lips against his. Sohm's hand, which had been hanging limp, suddenly clenched into a fist. Gian deepened the kiss, one hand cupping Sohm's cheek. Sohm's heart hammered in his chest. We shouldn't be doing this, he thought. Gian cursed under his breath. Shit. What now? I'm getting way too into this. What about you? Did you like it? Say something. Sohm stood frozen, his face flushed, and stammered, I. A few weeks earlier. Sohm was eating breakfast, a bewildered look on his face as his mom announced she was getting married. This is so sudden, Mom. Sudden? That hurts, Sohm. I've told you before, remember? That I was seeing someone. Oh, right. He has a son of his own, doesn't he, Mom? So you do remember. Are you two getting married? Not exactly. If we do, it won't be until next year. This is just the first step, getting approval from both of you. So I was thinking. Mr. Han said he wants to meet you. Would that be okay? Yeah, that's fine. Really? Then how about we all have dinner together this Friday? That's fine. I'm off to school. By the way, you actually know Mr. Han's son. Do we go to the same church? No, not from church. You'll find out soon enough. Okay. Sohm turned back and said, Bye, Mom. On his way to school, Sohm was still thinking about his mom getting married. He'd always thought it would just be the two of them. If his mom wants to marry this man, she must really like him. In that case, he must be a good person. Wait, I know his son? Don't tell me it's. Lost in thought, he suddenly bumped into Gian walking behind him. He immediately said, sorry. However, when he saw it was Sohm, his attitude changed. It's you. Watch where you're going. Don't just stand there blocking the way. What did you say? Gian shouldered past Sohm, muttering, getting in my face first thing in the morning. Sohm thought with a scowl, you're one to talk, you asshole. Han Gian. The first name that had popped into his head, and the last person he ever wanted as a brother. He's hated him for a long time. It wasn't always like this. At first, he found it fascinating to meet someone so similar to himself. Like how both of their names were single syllables. And they both grew up in single-parent households, along with countless other similarities. And then at some point, he started to find him to be a total eyesore. Maybe that's why the two of them started fighting so much. Maybe Gian felt the exact same way. Just looking at him was enough to make his heart pound in a strange, chaotic way. And he hated that weird feeling. No, not hated. He still hates him. Even now, his stomach twists into knots whenever he sees him. He walked into the classroom, trying to push the image of Gian out of his head. As long as I stay away from him, there won't be any problems. How he feels about me is his business. As long as it's not him. I can accept anyone else into my family, just as long as it's not him. I'll try to avoid interacting with him as much as possible, because nothing good will come of it. Though that won't be easy. A sigh was heard. He turned to look back with an annoyed expression. He cursed, such an eyesore. A shout rang out, damn it, you bastard. Gian shoved Sohm hard against the wall, growling, why do you always have to be so damn annoying? You looking for a fight? Sohm pushed Gian's hand away and snapped back, what now, you psycho? Gian yelled, are you kidding me? You're the one who's been picking fights all week. Crazy? When did I ever pick a fight? You just hit me with that broom, didn't you? Sohm shot back, when the hell did I do that? I'm trying my best to get along with you, but you keep making things difficult. Sohm asked, confused, what are you talking about? Why are you trying to get along with me? Gian hesitated, because. Suddenly, he gritted his teeth. There it is again. That look. Don't look at me like that. That way you look down on people. Sohm deliberately stood up a little straighter and retorted, that's rich. I have to look down because you're short, and you're blaming me for it? Gian gritted his teeth, muttering, son of a bitch. He swung a punch, yelling, you son of a bitch. Sohm's mom asked worriedly, Sohm, what happened to your face? Did you get into a fight? No, I tripped. Oh my goodness. Is that why you were trying to hide your face earlier? How did it happen? I was looking at my phone, and how many times have I told you not to walk and look at your phone? I'll be more careful next time. Just then, his mother's phone rang. Hello, Biam? Are you here? We're already inside. Okay. Sohm rubbed his wound, thinking, why did it have to be today? Ugh, it hurts. They're here, Sohm. Just outside. Yeah, I heard. Right after, there was a knock on the door. Sohm's mom called out, come in. I hope we're not too late. We got a little lost. Sohm's mom said warmly, we just got here ourselves. Please, come in and have a seat. Hello. It's been a while. Sohm thought, that voice. He glanced at the person who had just walked in. Sohm's mom replied cheerfully, it has been a while, Gian. How have you been? Sohm froze, his eyes widening in shock. Gian smirked. As you can see. I'm doing just fine, thank you. The two parents sat across from each other. She was the first to speak, thank you for taking the time to see me. I know this might be uncomfortable, but I wanted to apologize in person. About the fight, it seems my son was the one who started it. I don't know if you've heard. Yes. I've heard. I'm truly sorry. I should have raised him better. There's simply no excuse for it. I'll definitely have a talk with him. Once again, I apologize. It's okay. From what I heard, Gian wasn't completely innocent either. No. Sohm was the one at fault here. If it's all right, I'd like to apologize to Gian's mother as well. He hesitated, Actually, Gian doesn't have a mother, so speaking with me is fine. Hearing this, Sohm's mother was taken aback. What? I mean, please forgive me. The truth is, I'm raising Sohm by myself too. It's so difficult trying to manage everything on your own with no one to lean on. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to listen to all this. It's just nice to meet another single parent. Gian's father blushed in embarrassment. He composed himself and said, I'm sorry, Ms. Kwon. Sohm's mother replied, yes. Have you eaten yet? If you don't mind, would you like to have dinner with me? Biam cheerfully recalled. You wouldn't believe how surprised I was when I saw how gorgeous Haein. I mean, your mother, looked. Asking your mother out to dinner that day was the best decision I've ever made. She playfully chided, oh, Biam. Do you have to tell the kids everything? Gian said excitedly, that's so cool. So if Sohm and I hadn't fought that day, you two would have never met. His dad laughed and replied, I guess so. At first, I was worried since I knew you two didn't get along. But then, Gian told me that you two seemed to be very close at school. Sohm stared at him, stunned. He was about to protest, what do you mean, close, but Gian quickly slammed his chopsticks on the table, drowning him out with a wide grin. That's right. We're super close. Sohm asked quietly, what? Gian replied, so close that no one would believe we used to fight all the time. He gently nudged Sohm's leg with his foot under the table and continued, come on, Sohm. No need to be shy in front of my dad. We're really good friends. We even sit next to each other in class. Haein then noticed Gian's injury and asked worriedly, wait, Gian. What happened to your face? He laughed it off, oh, this? I just tripped and fell. It's nothing to worry about, Auntie. Don't tell me you were walking and using your phone too. You two need to be more careful. Gian's dad turned to Sohm, hey, Sohm. I just wanted to say that I'm truly grateful you came to meet me. You have no idea how nervous I was on the way here. This is, after all, our first dinner as a family. I know it's too soon to ask you to call me Dad, so you can just call me Mr. Han until you're more comfortable. Sohm nodded slightly and replied, yes. Mr. Han. He thought to himself, he's already talking about family? Things like this don't just happen overnight. Gian quickly chimed in that case, I want to call Ms. Kwon Mom. Is that okay? His dad replied, you'll have to ask your soon-to-be mother about that. Gian suddenly pushed his chair back and stood up. Well then, allow me to formally reintroduce myself. My name is Han Gian, your future eldest son. It's wonderful to have a mother again after 18 years without one. Haein, touched, took his hand. Oh, this boy. You're going to make me cry. Sohm just watched the scene in silence. He thought, calling her mom so easily? What's with this guy? Gian asked, by the way, if you two get married, does that mean we'll be living together? Jian's dad explained, actually, we're looking into it. With a bigger family, it makes sense to find a larger place. But that probably won't happen until next year. Gian exclaimed, awesome. By the way, Dad, can you please find a place closer to school? Living so far away is a pain. How is it a pain when I drive you to school every day? Haein spoke up, is the commute hard on you? Why don't you come stay with us for a while then? I have a spare room at my place. It's just being used for storage right now, but we can clear it out. Gian asked, stunned, wait, for real? I don't feel at ease leaving Sohm home alone whenever I have to go out. Having Gian live with us would be wonderful. It'll be so much livelier with you around. What do you think, Sohm? Sohm could only stammer, yes. The three of them chattered excitedly. That's amazing. Can I stay, Dad? I'm afraid I have to say no. Taking care of both you and Sohm would be too much for Haein. But I really want to. It's just one more place at the dinner table, it's no trouble at all. Don't worry, Mom. I'll clear the table myself. I'm a pro at cleaning and laundry. That sounds very convincing. Only Sohm was silent, thinking to himself, wait, is this for real? They can't be serious, can they? No. No way. This can't be happening. In the end, Gian really did move in with him. Wait, so they were serious? He's actually moving in? Damn it. Gian happily took his things. Yes, thank you, everyone. Phew, moving is exhausting. Hey, mind if I take a look around? Sohm, however, didn't bother to reply. He thought, whatever. His reaction was expected. But this place definitely feels like a home. It feels so warm. You can tell they're Christian just by looking around. Huh? Geez. Even in a family photo, he's got that same deadpan expression. Sohm appeared and said coldly, don't touch my stuff. Sorry. You're so touchy. Why didn't you tell me? Tell you what? You knew my mom and your dad were dating, but you never told me. Gian replied nonchalantly, you never asked. Hearing that, one of Sohm's eyes twitched as he asked angrily, what? Gian stepped closer, his voice menacing. You never asked about my dad and your mom's relationship. Don't come whining to me just because you were kept in the dark. You think I'm happy about this? You're not the only one who's uncomfortable here. So what? Was I supposed to go to them and say, actually, I can't stand that bastard Kwon Sohm. In fact, we just had another fight last week. I'm just trying to make things work, because we're a family now, whether we like it or not. So get your head on straight and be grateful while I'm still playing nice. You get me? Sohm muttered to himself, family? Ridiculous. You and I are not family. Gian smirked. He grabbed Sohm's wrist. Fine, I don't care what you think. As far as I'm concerned, we are family. Sohm shoved his hand away once again, yelling, let me go. Forget it. I don't care what you think. I'm not getting involved in your business, so stay out of mine. And what if I don't? Gian challenged. What? Sohm asked, stunned. The more you tell me to back off, the more I want to mess with you. Just so you can see what it's really like to be provoked. Unbelievable. Fine. Do whatever you want. See if I care. What can you even do, anyway? Sohm turned and went into his room. Gian took off his cap, thinking angrily, he's pushing my buttons again. At school. Inside the gym, the sound of students chattering filled the air. I'm exhausted, Sohm thought wearily. It must be the stress. He glanced to the side. TSK, can't he ever shut his mouth? What's his deal, not even practicing? He watched in annoyance. Then he turned away, muttering inwardly, jerk. His very presence is irritating. I wish he'd just turn invisible so I wouldn't have to see him. But that's impossible. I'll just have to be more careful to avoid. A shuttlecock landed right on his head. Annoyed, Sohm spun around. Hey, who keeps hitting me with shuttlecocks? Just then, Gian appeared, asking, oh, did I hit you? He put on a fake look of remorse. Whoops, didn't see you there. My bad. Maybe you should try using your eyes. Then things like this wouldn't happen. Sohm was furious but simply sighed and turned away. Forget it. I'm done talking to you. That wasn't the reaction he was expecting. Gian watched him go, confused. Liar, Sohm thought. Said he didn't see me? With that many shuttlecocks flying at me, he was obviously aiming for me. He's not going to keep this up all day, is he? I'm starting to get worried. Sohm stopped in his tracks. Gian was at his desk, scribbling something. Sohm strode over. Hey, what are you doing at my desk? Gian grinned. Ah, there you are. What's that supposed to mean? I asked what you're doing at my desk, Sohm snapped. Just fixing something that needed fixing. What are you talking about? Sohm asked, confused. See? You should be thanking me. Since your last name is going to be Han instead of Kwon sooner or later anyway, I went ahead and fixed it for you. Nice, right? Don't you like it? Your older brother is asking, Han Sohm. Just then, a friend called out, Gian, going to the cafeteria? Yeah, coming, Gian replied. Sohm said nothing and walked away. Huh? He didn't say anything? Gian wondered. I thought for sure he'd punch me. Man, that's no fun. Sohm stood there, face flushed with rage, frantically trying to scrub the ink off his student ID. That evening, at the apartment complex, Gian arrived home. I'm home. He paused at the door. Whoa, I can't believe I just walked in as if this were my own house. But, well, I guess this is less awkward than saying hello to an empty apartment. Sohm blocked his path. Hey, Han Gian. We need to talk. Talk about what? Can we please not fight at home? Mom will be back soon. Sohm forcefully grabbed Jian's shirt. What did you just say? Say that one more time. Don't call her mom. I told you, we are not a family. She is my mother, not yours. Jian's lips curled into a smirk. Oh, okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here. You always fly off the handle whenever I bring up family. You hate the idea of us becoming brothers that much? Sohm retorted, there's nothing to hate, because it's not even a possibility. So, this is how it's going to be? Gian pressed. How long are you going to keep this up? You can deny it all you want, but that doesn't change reality. You might as well face it. Sohm's heart started to pound. My heart's racing again, he thought. It's beating really hard this time. I feel sick, he muttered. Hearing Sohm's mutter, Gian froze. He gritted his teeth, growling, this little bastard. Gian grabbed Sohm's tie and slammed him against the wall. Are you kidding me? Do you ever know when to shut up? I should have known. You always do this, saving all your hate just for me. Hey! Sohm cried out. Sohm struggled. Let go. Are you crazy? Maybe I am. So what? Gian roared, pinning him against the door. Sohm kept fighting back. I said let go of me, Han Gian. During the struggle, Sohm's foot slipped, and he lost his balance. At that moment, Gian threw a punch that knocked him to the floor, yelling, damn it. What the hell did I ever do to you? Gian sat up, dazed. Gian raised his fist again, his face twisted with rage. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Both of them froze as a familiar voice called out, boys. Miss Hayen was standing in the doorway, horrified by the sight. What in the world is going on here? After their scuffle, Hayen looked at the two boys and asked, have you two ever gotten along? Gian started to say, yeah, sometimes we do, but Sohm cut him off coldly. No, we don't. Gian turned to him. Hey. Sohm said, we shouldn't lie. Hayen called out, boys. Is it too much for me to ask you two to treat each other well? I know it's not easy, but we're about to become a family. You can do this, right? Gian replied, yes, Imam, we'll try. Beside him, Sohm silently clenched his fist. Hayen asked thoughtfully, is there anything you think would help you two? When they both struggled to answer, an idea struck her. Oh, I know. Why don't we set some ground rules for you two? I don't know if you remember, but you two once fought in elementary school while waiting for snacks on sports day. Gian looked surprised. Wait, we did. Do you remember how you made up? You were both so stubborn, you wouldn't apologize to each other. But a simple hug was all it took to resolve everything. Hayen looked at her two sons and suggested, why don't you two try that? Haein explained excitedly, maybe being physically close will help bring your hearts closer. Who knows? This could be the way to help you get along. Why don't we give it a try? For the sake of our family's peace. Alright then, let's try following these 2 rules. You have to walk to and from school together. And as soon as you walk through the front door, you have to hug for at least 30 seconds. While you're hugging, you can use that time to talk out any issues you had with each other that day. Then when you come inside, you'll agree to leave it all behind you. What do you think? Sohm replied firmly, okay. We'll give it a try. Haein beamed with joy. That's great. I'll pray hard for you two to get along, too. Let's all do our best. Sohm thought, oh, Mom. Do you really think he'll go along with this? You don't know him at all. There's no way he's going to follow this, and I can't do it alone. Whatever. I'll just pretend to go along with it when I have to. The next morning, Sohm was all ready to go. He turned back and urged, hey, hurry up. If we don't leave now, we'll be late. Gian, who was lounging around, looked up in surprise. Huh? Wait, hold on, you mean we're actually walking to school together? Sohm replied, yeah, of course. We promised Mom. Gian slipped through the door, teasing, well, look at the good little boy. Sohm snapped, will you just shut up and get out quietly? Yes, sir. Shutting up immediately. In the elevator, Jae-Hyung called out, hey. Sohm asked, what? Gian leaned in close and asked, so does that mean we're going to hug, too? He pressed, huh? Are we? Sohm said dismissively, please, can we just walk to school in silence? Gian thought, I should have known. He has no intention of keeping his promise. So what? You think I'm excited about this? It's not like I want to hug him either. Gian stood behind him and stuck his tongue out. Sohm, seeing his reflection, thought, what is he doing? So childish. Now what? Walking to school together is one thing, but hugging him is impossible. But then he reconsidered. Still, I did promise Mom. When they got home from school, Sohm said, well, let's just hurry up and get this over with. Gian asked in surprise, wait, we're really doing this? Sohm replied, we made a promise, didn't we? I'm surprised. I thought you'd refuse. Are you really going to do every little thing Mom says? Sohm snapped, can you just shut up? Fine. Keep your crappy attitude. Sohm declared, you might have gotten to me last time, but from now on, I don't care what you do. Gian pouted and fell silent. He suddenly pulled Sohm into a tight hug, whispering, is that so? During their 30-second hug, he thought, now I'm curious. Sohm struggled uncomfortably. Hey. Don't squeeze so tight. I can't breathe. Gian just smirked, thinking, I wonder just how obedient he is when his mom is involved. Huh? What are you smiling about? Gian retorted, what? Do I need your permission to smile now? Sohm felt that something was wrong. He thought, what is it? This feels strange. That's the face he makes whenever he's about to pull something. Gian turned and walked away, leaving Sohm to wonder, is he going to act this weird again tomorrow? The next day, Gian greeted Sohm with a bright smile. Come on. Give me a hug. Gian leaned on Sohm and asked, what's with that face? Am I bothering you? Sohm tried to act unfazed. No. Not at all. Yep, definitely not. He thought, his voice is so annoying. If this keeps up, I might really, when he suddenly felt a light peck on his cheek. Sohm flinched and shouted, hey! What do you think you're doing? Gian asked nonchalantly, what? Does it bother you? Sohm gritted his teeth, realizing, he's deliberately trying to get a rise out of me. He smirked. Not at all. You're no more annoying than a fly. Why don't you try something more original next time? Gian's eye twitched. He asked, oh, really? Then how about this? Then he quickly grabbed Sohm's face and actually kissed his cheek. Sohm froze, his eyes wide with shock. He angrily shoved Gian away, shouting, did you really have to go that far? What's wrong? Are you angry? You want to hit me now? Sohm replied, trying to stay calm, no. Not at all. Go ahead. Do what you do best. Be as annoying as you want. I don't care. Grow up. Are you still acting like we're in elementary school? Gian clenched his fist. He called out, hey. Gian pulled Sohm back to face him. I'm talking to you. Sohm slapped his hand away, growling, what are you trying to pull now? I told you it doesn't matter what you do. Gian challenged, oh, is that right? Well, what about this then? With that, Gian grabbed Sohm's face and suddenly kissed him on the lips. The kiss left Sohm completely stunned, his mind blank. Gian gloated, wondering if he had managed to provoke him. He bet Sohm wanted nothing more than to knock his teeth out. He had expected Sohm to try and push him away, but in the end, nothing happened. For a moment, Gian was genuinely confused. He stammered, Quan. I mean. Han Sohm. Sohm gasped, his face flushing with embarrassment and shame. Gian asked, why are you sticking your tongue out? Sohm's face darkened. He glared at Gian and snarled through gritted teeth, you crazy bastard. Then, Sohm shoved Gian away with all his might. He yelled furiously, what's wrong with you? Get away from me. Pushed unexpectedly, Gian stumbled back, rubbing his chest and muttering, ow, that actually hurt. Sohm had already turned and stormed into the house, slamming the door shut before Gian could call out, hey, wait. Standing alone outside, Gian thought in surprise, wow, he's fast. He's usually so sluggish. I never imagined he would react like that. Meanwhile, as soon as he got into his room, Sohm threw his backpack on the floor. What is this feeling? He wondered. Then he collapsed onto his bed. Sohm buried his face in his pillow and let out a muffled, frustrated scream. Freak. Fucking psycho. He went too far this time. This time. Sohm paused, his clenched fist slowly uncurling. This time? But I've never done those things before. The next morning, birds chirped outside the window. The sound of a doorknob turning was followed by Sohm's door creaking open. As he stepped out, he saw someone sitting in front of his door. Sohm, already in his uniform, turned to look and asked in surprise, huh? What are you doing down there? He asked. Hey, Gian replied. I was waiting for you to come out. You're in my way, move. Gian quickly stood up and said, here, I got you one, too. Mom said to make sure you ate breakfast. Sohm snapped, go choke on it. Gian shrugged, took a bite of the pastry, and said, okay, I'll eat it all then. Sohm glanced at him, a faint blush on his face. He thought to himself, after what he did yesterday. That thing, with his lips. Sohm stood frozen in confusion. He flinched, quickly covering his mouth as he panicked internally. Damn it. What am I looking at? What's happening to me? This is so wrong. How could I? I must be losing my mind. Sitting in the library, Sohm stared into space, wondering, are you kidding me? How does he always end up in the same place as me? Should I leave? The whole reason I came all the way here was to avoid being in the same space as him. From a distance, Gian was talking to a friend, complaining irritably, how do I keep running into him more when I'm trying to avoid him? It gives me the creeps. Gian suddenly threw his arm up and leaned his face close to his friend's. Seeing that, Sohm flinched and turned away, cupping his burning face in his hands. What was that? He panicked. Does he do that to his friends, too? How can he be so casual about it? Sohm peeked through his fingers, his mind in further turmoil. More importantly, does he not care if it's a man or a woman? That's a one-way ticket to hell, you idiot. The friend held his arm. This is so annoying, Sohm thought resentfully. Why am I the only one freaking out over what he did? Seeing him act like nothing happened makes me want to just brush it off too, but... damn it. But why? That was my first kiss. The other two were suddenly shoving each other. The friend roughly pushed Gian's face away and yelled, get off me. The friend warned angrily, if you ever try that with me again, you'll be sorry. Did you think I'd like it? I feel like I'm gonna puke. What the hell? This coming from the guy who suddenly leaned in towards me. Are you crazy? Gian stood up and replied, whatever. I guess so. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. As Gian got up to leave, the remaining friend asked, what's with him? Just as I thought. There's no way I could kiss a guy. Just having our faces close was enough to give me the creeps. He glanced over at Sohm's table. But with him. Huh? How can he look so unfazed? He's just sitting there like usual. I shouldn't have kissed him yesterday. That was going too far. This is so damn annoying. I hate that I fell into my own trap. And it seems like I'm the only one hung up on it. Sohm repeatedly splashed cold water onto his face. And the most infuriating part, he thought, is that I can't stop thinking about it. He snapped his head up, looking at his reflection in the mirror before letting out a sigh. That wasn't even my first kiss. But I can't get it out of my damn head. The bedroom door creaked open. Sohm stumbled out of the room, still looking half asleep. He grumbled, ugh, so tired. I wish I didn't have to go to school. Just then, he was startled to see a figure sitting there. What are you doing sitting there? What, am I not allowed to sit here? This isn't your room. Fine, stay there if you want. Sleep, shower, do whatever you want. Gian shrugged. Actually, that's exactly what I was planning on doing. Gian glared toward Sohm, thinking irritably, how annoying. How can he sleep so soundly? Meanwhile, here I am, unable to sleep a wink because I can't stop thinking about him. Gian ran a hand through his hair in frustration, muttering to himself. Getting this worked up over something isn't my style. We should kiss. Just one more time. But if I kiss him again and I like it. I mean, I can't stop thinking about it. What am I supposed to do then? Gian turned away in frustration. Ugh, I don't know. I'll just figure it out later. How am I supposed to bring this up with him? This is so difficult. The elevator arrived at their floor. Gian's thoughts spiraled. I didn't get to talk to him at all. I spent the whole day just looking for the right moment. But we barely talked at school, so there wasn't a chance. And once we both stepped through that entrance, well then, maybe now's the time. Sohm turned and called out, Hey, Han Gian. Why have you been sneaking glances at me all day? Is there something you want to say? Caught red-handed, Sohm stammered, yeah. If you have nothing to say, then stop staring. I do. We need to talk. But when faced with Gian, Sohm chickened out. No. I have nothing to say to you. Gian was completely stunned. What? What the hell? Then why did you call me over? I'm allowed to, aren't I? What is that supposed to mean? Sohm cut him off coldly. Shut up. Just drop it so I can go to my room. My head is killing me. Gian was exasperated. This is unbelievable. I can't even talk to him about it. What? Suddenly, Gian froze. Wait, what's that? Since when did he have that under his eye? Gian suddenly leaned forward, reaching out to touch Sohm's face and whispered, You idiot. Sohm flinched. What are you doing? Gian commanded, Don't move. Stay still. Sohm was confused. Huh? Sohm's heart began to pound as Gian's finger gently brushed under his eye. He thought in a panic, Wait, don't tell me. Is he insane? Is he going to do it again? His entire body trembled as he squeezed his eyes shut. Gian asked, looking confused, Hey, what are you doing? You seem to have the wrong idea. You thought I was going to do something else, didn't you? That's why you closed your eyes. Sohm's face flushed beet red as he stammered, That's crazy, it's not like that. Gian teased, Oh, really? Don't deny it. You can't stop thinking about that day either, can you? Right? Sohm said, flustered, I don't know what you're. Gian gently lifted Sohm's chin, forcing him to meet his gaze. Stop playing dumb. We kissed. Want to try it again? Sohm flinched, his face burning as he stuttered, You, what? Gian slowly leaned closer, his hot breath on Sohm's face flustering him even more. Panicked, Sohm shoved Gian away, yelling, No. Get away from me. Just once. I need to check something. Why not? Sohm spun around angrily, shouting, I'm not you. I don't go around doing weird things with people. Besides, being gay is a sin. I don't want to be a sinner. Gian was taken aback. A sin? A sinner? Sohm turned to leave, snapping, If that's all you had to say, then leave me alone. Gian quickly called after him, Hey, don't be like that. Gian lunged, grabbing Sohm's arm and yanking him back. Don't go. I'm not finished talking to you. First of all, I don't just go around kissing anyone. Second, who's gay? It's not like that. Unless, you have feelings for me. Sohm was stunned, yelling, Are you insane? Gian smirked. Then it's not gay. How can a kiss mean we're in love if we don't even like each other? Sohm replied, flustered, Well, I don't know. Gian stepped closer, his voice confident. We're not gay, we're just two guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? Sohm put a hand up to stop him. No, you're wrong. Completely wrong. I don't even want to kiss you. With that, he shoved Gian away, grabbed his backpack, and yelled, this kind of behavior is immoral. Gian only had time to call out, hey! Don't come in my room. I told you to get out. Gian tried to call after him, if you'd just listen, you might agree with me. Please. The door slammed shut in Gian's face, leaving silence in its wake. He stood silently before the closed door, thinking, we've been mortal enemies for a decade. I know you too well. He thought with confidence, if you really hated it, you wouldn't have made that face. At this point, my pride is on the line. I don't care what happens anymore. He resolved, I'm going to kiss you again, no matter what. Meanwhile, on the other side of the door, Sohm was leaning against it, his thoughts in a tangle. He raised a hand to his lips, face still burning. He wondered, what now? We almost kissed again. He slowly slid to the floor, his head spinning. What if it happens again? Then what? What if I lose control of myself again? Sohm sat slumped on the floor, hands clasped in repentant prayer, his face a mask of confusion and fear. A knock came from the door, which then creaked open. Gian peeked his head in and asked, hey, can I come in? Sohm, who was studying, replied irritably, you're already in. What is it? Gian stepped inside and said, here, Mom told me to give this to you. Just leave it on my desk, Sohm said coldly. Gian walked past him and placed a plate of snacks on the table. What are you looking at? Sohm asked, annoyed. Weren't you leaving? Gian replied, well, there's something I want to talk to you about. What is it? Sohm asked suspiciously. Gian suddenly spun Sohm's chair around to face him and proposed, let's kiss again. Sohm jolted and quickly pushed him away. Seeing that his mom wasn't in the kitchen, he breathed a sigh of relief. Sohm shot up from his chair, hissing, are you crazy? What if Mom heard you? It's fine, I saw her go into her room, Gian replied casually. What if she comes out? That's why I'm whispering. I'm so gonna punch him. Besides, I already told you I'm not interested. So get out, I have to study. What if I don't want to? What? Gian pinned Sohm against the wall, leaning in to say, you need to be more honest with yourself. That look of anticipation is all over your face. You might not see it, but I see it very clearly. If you're not sure, then let's just test whether you really hate it or not. What do you think? Not a bad idea, right? Sohm mumbled, you. What is it? Gian smiled brightly. Need to get out of my sight. Gian was kicked out the door. The next morning, Gian stood in front of Sohm's room, backpack on and ready, grinning as he said, hurry up. We have to get to school. Sohm stepped out irritably, scowling, why are you here again? Huh? Why are you so mad? I didn't do anything, Gian asked, bewildered. Because you're acting weird, Sohm snapped. You're so tense. You should try just accepting a kind gesture for what it is. You're sure you're not plotting something? Maybe, maybe not. Are you sure you're not a psychopath? If you're going to keep talking nonsense, I'd rather not talk at all. I'm warning you. Gian pouted and thought to himself, so rude. He doesn't want me to talk? Fine, then. On Sohm's bookshelf, a sticky note was posted, which read, just one more time. Sohm stood in the classroom, his face flushed, crumpling the note in his hands and muttering, that guy. What is he playing at? I told him not to talk, and this is how he responds? Now what? Should I just beat him up? Suddenly, someone tapped Sohm lightly on the shoulder. Gian stood there, one hand covering his mouth, the other holding out his phone. The screen displayed the text, did you see it? What the hell do you think you're doing? Sohm growled angrily. That's enough. Try it one more time and you're dead. Gian held up his phone again, this time with the text, well, what happened to freedom of speech? Sohm slapped his hand away, snapping, take your freedom of speech and shove it. Gian started typing something on his phone again. What are you typing now? Sohm asked, frustrated. Gian continued to type furiously. He held up his phone screen again. This time, the text read, I'll stop if you kiss me. Delete it, now. Sohm yelled. What if someone sees? Give it here. He reached out to snatch the phone. Go ahead, Gian challenged. Gian opened both of his palms. Written on them were the words kiss and please. I still have these, he said. Oh, for God's sake, Sohm sighed. How long are you going to keep this up? Aren't you tired? Until you do what I say. Finally, Sohm gave in. Fine, fine. Talk. I'm listening. But at least let's go somewhere private, Sohm said. How about home, then? Gian suggested. Not at home. Mom said she might be home early today, Sohm protested. Gian mused. I know the perfect place. Come with me after school. I know a place where no one can see us. After school, Gian led Sohm to an old, deserted residential area. Where is this? Sohm asked. How did you find this place? Are students even allowed in here? Who cares? Gian replied. We won't be here long. I promise no one comes here. We can't stay long, so just tell me, Sohm said. What did you want to talk about? Hurry up so we can go home. Gian hesitated. The thing is, I've kissed every girl I've ever dated before. Honestly, I didn't really know if I liked it or not back then. It just felt like something I did because everyone else was doing it. So what? This is way too much information, Sohm said, annoyed. Can you just shut up and let me finish? Gian snapped. How can I shut up when I have zero interest in your dating life? Sohm retorted, his face flushing and his heart pounding. My point is, kissing you felt different, Gian said. Sohm was taken aback by the confession. Gian scratched his head, looking flustered. I only did it to piss you off, but I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know, it felt kind of nice. I don't get why I'm like this either. That's why I want to try it again. If we do it one more time, I think I'll have my answer. You know I don't usually beg, so come on, just this once. Please. Don't you want to try again? Be honest with yourself. It's not like you hated it. Instead of lying this time, why don't you try being honest for once? If you don't want to kiss me, then just leave. If that's what you really want, I'll stop. Sohm was silent for a moment. Sohm started to walk away, thinking, of course I'm leaving. Is he an idiot? Sohm was still fighting an internal battle. Why would I want to do it again? Does he think I'm the same as him? For me, I didn't like that kiss at all. Not at all. Sohm muttered to himself. Gian sighed. All right then. That settles it. I guess I was the only one hung up on it. But then, Sohm suddenly turned back. Weren't you leaving? Gian asked, surprised. Does this mean what I think it means? Are you giving me permission? Shut up. Don't make a big deal out of it, Sohm snapped. Okay, I'm doing it. Remember, I gave you a chance to back out. Will you just shut up, Sohm cut in? Their hearts pounded as their tongues met. In the deserted alley, Gian and Sohm were lost in a clumsy kiss. Sohm's mind was a mess. Damn it. We really shouldn't be doing this. Their tongues intertwined. Gian slowly pulled away from Sohm's lips. Damn, he asked, does kissing always feel this good? What about you? Did you like it? Or am I the only one who feels this way? Sohm's heart pounded as he stammered, I. He swallowed hard, his throat dry. Gian waited, frozen, for an answer. I. Sohm mumbled. I liked it too. But I'm not really sure. Before he could finish, Gian lunged in to kiss him again. Sohm protested with muffled sounds, struggling and punching Gian's back lightly. But Gian just held his face firmly, greedily claiming his lips. Suddenly, Sohm bit down hard on Gian's lower lip, making him jolt back in surprise. Sohm coughed and sputtered, his face flushed. Hey, you can't just do that so suddenly, he stammered. Gian touched his lip and replied, sorry. I lost control for a moment. Damn it, you made my lip bleed. Looks like I was bleeding more than you, so let's call it even. His gaze turned a little thoughtful. He spoke up, hey. If I promise to be slow and gentle, can I do it again? Hearing this, Sohm asked, stunned, again? No, he replied firmly. That's enough for today. Go wipe the blood off your lip. Gian licked the blood from his lip, repeating under his breath, for today? Sohm snapped, don't just stand there like an idiot. Aren't you going to get your bag? Gian replied, oh, thanks. They started to leave. Sohm asked, wait, are we going home now? Of course, Gian replied. Can we just sit down for a minute? Sohm hesitated. I'm shaking all over. Gian sighed. Don't be so dramatic. The neighborhood streetscape appeared under the sunset glow. Sohm let out a sigh. Sohm sat with his head in his hands, his thoughts a tangled mess. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Why did I do that? I should have left when I had the chance. Why did I come back and... Gian spoke up, hey. What? Sohm replied. You definitely said that's enough for today, right? Yeah, so? Sohm answered. So that means there will be a next time, right? That I can kiss you again if I want? Sohm was stunned. What? Well, I mean, I just got caught up in everything, and... Gian pressed impatiently, well, am I right? Hurry up and give me an answer. I don't know, Sohm mumbled. It's up to you. A bright smile spread across Gian's face. He said excitedly, really? Anything I want? You'd better be telling the truth. Sohm immediately clasped his hands together, bowing his head as if in prayer. What? What are you doing? Gian asked in surprise. I'm praying, don't talk to me, Sohm replied. He leaned back, lacing his hands behind his head. Fine, pray all you want, he said. Just let me know when you're done. He remained devoutly with his hands clasped in prayer. And Gian just lay there, chuckling to himself. What are you laughing at? Sohm asked. Aren't you curious how Mom and Dad would react if they found out? Gian teased. Shut up, Sohm snapped. Why would you even think about that? Besides, this whole situation is ridiculous. They'd probably freak out. I told you to shut up, Sohm replied coldly. Come on. I know you enjoyed that more than anything you've ever done. Sohm roared in anger, shut your mouth, you son of a vile demon. Are you testing my patience? Gian immediately mimed zipping his lips and replied obediently, not at all. This demon's mouth is sealed. Please, continue. Sohm couldn't take it anymore. He shot up, grabbed his bag, and declared, forget it. I'm done. I can't be with you for another second. I'm leaving. Gian couldn't help but laugh. He thought to himself, this is hilarious. He's so cute. Gian flashed a mischievous grin. He thought, I have a feeling things are about to get a lot more interesting. Gian chuckled, then called out, hey, Han Sohm. Wait for me. Haein smiled warmly and remarked, you two have been joined at the hip lately. Sohm jumped, quickly denying it. Huh? No, we haven't, Mom. Haein just kept smiling. Why not? I think you two are much closer than before. Are you two still following the rules we set? Of course, Gian answered quickly. Gian slung an arm around Sohm's shoulder, pulling him closer. That's why we've gotten so close, he declared. I guess Sohm is still a little shy. Haein chimed in, I'll agree with that. He gets embarrassed easily. Gian waved. Have a good day at work. Sohm bowed his head in greeting as well. Haein waved back, saying, you too as well. The door clicked shut. Standing alone, Haein smiled with relief. Thank goodness. I was worried about what to do if they kept fighting. But now, maybe we can finally relax. The moment the door closed, Gian immediately pinned Sohm against the wall and kissed him. What are you doing this early in the morning? Sohm snapped. What's wrong? Don't you want to? Gian asked casually. It's too early, Sohm said. So? I wanted to kiss you, Gian replied. You said I could do whatever I wanted. I didn't think you'd want to do it all the time, Sohm floundered. Hey, I didn't know either, Gian quipped. But you need to stop looking at weird things. Gian looked confused. Huh? But I haven't been. Gian nudged Sohm lightly. Or do you mean I should stop looking at you? I'm afraid that's not possible. Sohm panicked, muttering under his breath. What the hell is this psycho saying? Did a demon crawl into his brain? But anyway, you need to tone it down. But why? Gian wondered. I know it's not because you don't like it. Sohm scratched his cheek, his mind a jumble of thoughts. I don't hate it, but this is still a little wrong, isn't it? Gian rested his head on his shoulder. Whatever, Sohm thought. He's probably got enough sense in that head of his to know when to do it and when not to. Suddenly, Sohm froze. He shoved Gian away hard, shouting, "What are you doing?" "What?" Gian asked nonchalantly. "Don't be so casually touchy," Sohm growled. "Can't brothers be close?" Gian teased back. The elevator doors opened. Sohm struggled in a panic. "No, you can't. Let me go." Gian held him tight, remarking, "You're so feisty." During self-study. Inside the library. Between the bookshelves, Gian and Sohm were locked in a passionate kiss. After a deep kiss, Sohm gasped for air, his face flushed as he coughed lightly. Gian watched him, asking teasingly if he was still having trouble learning how to breathe. Sohm retorted irritably that it was because Gian kept devouring his lips. Gian raised an eyebrow. "So, it's my fault? If that's the case, I guess I should take responsibility for teaching you properly. You think being a good kisser is all that? You must be so pleased with yourself." Gian casually admitted, "I am, very. It's nice to be better than you at something. It's a shame we only get to kiss for a little bit each time." Sohm asked in surprise, "A little bit? We've been kissing all the time at home." Gian replied that it was different. Sohm wondered, how so? "Sneaking around at school like this is way more fun. No one will ever know what we were just doing in here. Doesn't that kind of thing get you excited?" Sohm shuddered. "You're insane." Gian grinned, throwing an arm around Sohm's shoulder. "You're just as insane for putting up with me." Sohm mumbled, "I don't think so." "Wait, I have a question." Sohm asked, annoyed, "What is it now? How come you've never dated anyone?" Sohm looked confused. "What? Why do you care?" Gian explained, "I just realized I've never seen you with a girl." "You've never been with anyone?" Sohm snapped, "Stop asking me about that." Gian chuckled. "So it's true? There's nothing to be ashamed of, my dear friend. You can practice with me as much as you want. Then, when you find a cute girlfriend, you can take the lead. You'll have to try a lot harder, though. We can't have you running out of breath while kissing a girl." Sohm angrily pinched Gian's lips hard. "You're so annoying. I should just pinch your lips off." Gian yelped, "Ow, you psycho, that hurts." Sohm paid him no mind, turning and walking away decisively. Gian shouted after him, "Hey, where are you going? It really hurts." As he walked, Sohm muttered, "So what if it hurts? Why should I care? Why would he bring up a cute girlfriend? It's so annoying how he just says whatever he wants." Sohm was lying on the sofa in the living room. He let the book in his hand fall, letting out a sigh. "I can't focus at all. It's that bastard's fault. He's the reason I keep getting distracted. It's all because we've done it so many times. And that's just this week. I know I told him he could decide, but he just does it whenever he wants, no matter where we are. Not to mention it's several times a day. He just comes at me whenever he gets the chance. Is this really okay? Is he actually trying to help me or just messing around? If it's the latter, I'm going to lose my mind." His wandering thoughts were cut short. Gian had climbed on top of him. "Hey, I thought you were sleeping, but I guess not. What is it, another kiss?" "No." "Why not? It's too frequent. Did you kiss your girlfriend this much when you were dating?" "No, do you think I'm some kind of pervert? Then why do you keep wanting to do it with me?" "Because kissing you feels the best." "Why are you asking again?" "I already told you." Sohm blushed, pushing Gian away. Get off me. Whatever the reason, this is weird. You kiss me way too much. I think it's time we set a limit. From now on, you can only kiss me twice a day." Gian's jaw dropped in disbelief. "What? Only twice? You said I could kiss you whenever I wanted. You even said you liked it too. You idiot. You still need to have some self-control." "Fine. In that case, you can't count the last one. And if I make contact with anything other than your lips, that doesn't count either. You don't use your brain at all." Gian argued back, "And you think too much." Sohm retorted, "That's only because you make me." The vibration of a phone interrupted them. "Hey, Mom's calling. Aren't you going to answer?" Sohm yelled in a panic, "Hey, that's my phone. Gian casually answered the phone. Hello? Yes, it's me, Gian. Sohm could only glare at him helplessly, cursing inwardly. He just does whatever he wants. Gian continued the call. In front of the TV. Yes, of course. No problem. Okay. I'll bring it to you right away. Bye, Mom. Sohm asked, bewildered, what did she say? Gian pointed to a notebook on the table. That notebook. Mom wants me to bring it to her. Come on, let's go. Sohm, who was sitting on the floor, asked in surprise, together. Gian replied as if it were obvious, of course. You need to show me the way to Mom's flower shop. In front of the shop. Sohm was surprised. Mom's not here. Didn't she ask you to bring it right away? Gian replied, no, she asked me to bring it around 5. What? Then why were you in such a hurry to leave? We still have plenty of time. Gian replied, so? What's wrong with that? Gian looked around the shop with bright eyes. Whoa. It's really nice in here. Gian called out excitedly, hey, look at me. Sohm replied, if you're going to do something stupid, just be quiet. Gian pleaded, come on, just look. Sohm asked, what is it now? Gian held a red rose next to his cheek, winked, and asked, which one is the flower? Sohm looked utterly fed up. Have you actually lost your mind? What is wrong with you? Gian persisted, come on. Who's the flower? Take a guess. I know it's hard to tell since I'm so gorgeous. Sohm snorted, my eyesight is perfectly fine. What a stupid question. Want me to get closer so you can see better? Sohm flinched and backed away. No. Stay away from me. I said stay away. Gian closed in, holding the rose between them. Then guess. If you get it wrong, your penalty is a kiss. Sohm frantically pointed at the rose. This one. It's this one. Not you. Now back off. Gian tucked the flower into Sohm's hair and said, wrong answer. Remember what I said before? It doesn't count if it's not on the lips. Gian leaned in, kissing Sohm on the cheek. Stunned, Sohm shrieked, you damn psycho. Want me to stop? Then take back that 2 kisses rule you made earlier. Sohm pushed him away. No. Hey, let go. They both froze at the sound of a familiar voice. Boys. They whipped their heads around, startled. Sohm stammered, Their parents were standing at the door, staring dumbfounded at their 2 sons. Haein asked, what are you 2 doing? Sohm flinched. He thought, huh? Why are Mom and Biam here? I didn't even hear the door open. What should I do? What if they suspect something? Immediately, Gian spun around, blocking Sohm from view and smiling naturally. I didn't know you 2 were here. We got here early, but no one was around, so we were just messing around a bit. Haein said gently, Gian, stop teasing Sohm. Gian quickly replied, I wasn't. We were just playing around, Mom. Sohm was amazed, holy cow. How can he be so calm? You gave Mom a scare. But I'm happy to see you 2 getting along so well. Right? Oh, and here's the notebook you asked for. But you 2 are so early. I said 5 o'clock so we could all have dinner together. That's all right. We can just get dinner ourselves, we don't want to interrupt your date. Sohm thought, he even has an excuse to get away. Biam called out cheerfully, hey you 2, come here. Gian, don't you miss your dad? Gian replied, it's not like we saw each other much all day even when we lived together. Gian turned and said, come on, let's go. We don't want to be in the way. Have a nice date, you 2. I'll see you boys at home. Yes, Mom. Sohm scratched the back of his neck and sighed in relief. He confessed, I almost peed my pants just now. That was some impressive acting. You almost had me fooled, too. Gian clutched his chest, panting. Man, my heart almost stopped, too. I thought it was going to leap out of my chest. Sohm asked, surprised, what? You mean you were scared, too? Gian let out a breath. Of course I was. I was scared to death. But you have to admit, they're already biased. Or should I say my improvisation was just that brilliant? Wasn't that thrilling? To be honest, it was pretty fun. Sohm asked, annoyed, how can you joke at a time like this? If you're not going to thank me for handling that, the least you could do is not get angry. Sohm retorted, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't have been caught kissing. Anyway, you need to be more careful. If we get caught again, it's over. Gian scratched his head thoughtfully. Wouldn't they just think we've become as close as real brothers, like they just did? Sohm snapped, don't be ridiculous. And stop saying we're brothers. You and I are not brothers. What? You mean you still think that way? What do you mean, still? I plan on thinking this way for the rest of my life. Sohm frowned, thinking, is this supposed to be common sense? What kind of brothers go around kissing? Don't you have any morals? Gian stepped forward and suddenly grabbed Sohm's wrist, pulling him back. Hey. He looked Sohm straight in the eye and asked unexpectedly, do you still hate me? Sohm stammered, why so suddenly? Gian pressed on, answer me. Do you hate me? Are you just forcing yourself to put up with me because you actually hate me? I thought we had gotten closer, at least a little bit. Or was that just my imagination? Sohm remained silent, looking completely bewildered. He replied hesitantly, it's not like that. I don't hate you. Gian asked again, really? You don't hate me? He tightened his grip on Sohm's hand. Sohm said quickly, no, I don't hate you. So can you please let me go? Then let me ask you one more thing while we're at it. Why did you hate me so much? I've always wanted to know. You've hated my guts since we were kids. I really wanted us to be friends. When I found out our parents were dating, I was so happy I'd finally have a chance to get close to you. Though I gave up on that when I saw how much you despised me. Sohm muttered in his head, why? He thought to himself, because. Seeing Sohm's dark expression, Gian was startled. Huh? He looked so serious, I wasn't trying to start something. Gian lightly patted Sohm's arm, saying, you know what, forget it. Why are you so tense? Maybe it's better that I don't know. They both stood there awkwardly for a moment. Gian teased, haha. Or, could it be, that you have feelings for me and you're just putting on a show so I won't find out? I wouldn't be mad if that's the case. A chill ran down Sohm's spine. He just shot Gian a silent, sharp glare. Gian said hurriedly, sorry. I'm just grateful that we've made up, so let's drop it. Sohm just replied, fine. What do you want for dinner? Let's get some noodles. Yeah, sounds good. Sohm glanced over at Gian, lost in his own train of thought. It wasn't for any huge reason. It's just, every time I saw you, I'd get this strange feeling. My stomach would twist into knots even though I wasn't sick, and I couldn't stand the feeling of my heart pounding in my chest. But have I felt that way recently? I think I have, but it hasn't been so bad. In fact, he suddenly recalled Gian's teasing, you have feelings for me and you're just putting on a show so I won't find out? Sohm froze, his whole body stiffening. Gian yawned and turned around. Huh? He asked, surprised. Without a word, Sohm suddenly took off like a shot. A bewildered Gian called after him, hey, where are you going? Sohm ran, gritting his teeth. Damn it, why would he say something so insane? What's wrong with him? It's not like that at all. No way. He's totally wrong. From behind, Gian yelled, hey, Han Sohm. In Sohm's room, Gian spoke up, hey Sohm, are you hot? It's supposed to get as hot as the forecast said. Sohm replied, really? Damn, that sucks. But why are you in my room? If you're hot, go back to your own room. What are you doing? If you're so hot, why are you scooting closer? Gian leaned in close, whispering, can I kiss you? Sohm blushed and muttered, I knew it. Gian asked again, you knew? So is that a yes? Sohm resignedly said, you do whatever you want anyway. Gian chuckled, exactly. Here I come. With that, he leaned down, pressing his lips to Sohm's. Gian leaned forward, gently kissing Sohm. Just then, Gian's phone buzzed from the floor. Wait. Hey. Your phone's going off. I think someone texted you. Gian just muttered, I don't care. He continued to kiss Sohm, hungry and wanting more. Sohm was slowly pushed back. Sohm gently pushed Gian away, whispering, wait, stop. Gian asked, what now? Well, I wasn't going to mention it because I didn't want to make you feel awkward. But sometimes, like right now. I can feel it. So, maybe be a little more careful. Jian's face was a mix of surprise and confusion. Huh, he stammered. Be careful, about what? Careful about what? Is that all you can say? Sohm retorted. Then what am I supposed to say? Shouldn't you be saying it was an accident and that you'll be more careful? Sohm exclaimed, hey, you. How could I not know? What do you mean? So you deliberately rubbed against me? It wasn't deliberate, it was more like. Gian finished the sentence provocatively, lightly touching Sohm's head. It was instinct. Unable to take it anymore, Sohm violently shoved Gian away, shouting, you crazy bastard. Are you insane? You just crossed a line. Gian, remaining calm, replied, okay, I won't do it again. But can't we at least push that line a little bit? Sohm warned, keep talking, and you'll find out what happens. Don't be like that. At least think about it. If you think things are moving too fast, I can wait until we're adults. Sohm asked, bewildered, what are you talking about? It means I absolutely want to take things further with you. Sohm grabbed Jian's shirt. What are you talking about? Gian replied, you really don't get it, do you? Want me to spell it out for you? If I'm understanding you correctly, you're about to get beaten to a pulp. Snap out of it, you psycho pervert. There you go again, flying off the handle, Gian said in annoyance. Calm down. Is this really something to make such a fuss about? Sohm slapped his hand away, shouting, of course it is. Stop talking like a lunatic. Gian muttered to himself, geez, this is unbelievable. You think I couldn't feel you getting hard? Why are you getting so pissed at me when you're just the same? Sohm froze, his face darkening. You, he stammered. A sudden punch landed squarely on Jian's face. Sohm roared in fury, you're insane. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You think I'm the same as you? Never. Getting all worked up, are we? Excuse me, I'm not a pervert like you. What are you gonna do to me, you pervert? Gian growled back, watch your mouth. I can throw a punch too, you know? You'd better stop. Gian lunged forward, pinning Sohm down and roaring, I told you to stop. What are you doing? Let me go. Sohm screamed. Gian shouted back, then apologize. Admit that you've had dirty thoughts before, too. Never, you psycho, Sohm snarled. Outside the school, a voice called out from a distance. Hey, Han Sohm. Stop. How long are you going to ignore me? We need to talk. Sohm turned and walked away. Hey, stop pretending I'm not here. We need to talk, Gian said, annoyed. Sohm replied coldly, no. Gian asked, how long are you going to keep up that attitude? I'm not being hostile. I just don't want to talk to you. If you don't talk to me, we'll never clear up this misunderstanding. Sohm sighed, turning back reluctantly. What is it? Just spit it out and get it over with. His phone kept buzzing. TSK, this is getting annoying, Gian said. Hold on a sec. Sohm looked at Gian, confused. He thought to himself, what's this? Didn't he want to talk? Gian looked at his phone in surprise. Gian said quickly, hey, give me a second. A girl approached. What's going on? Sohm asked. The girl called out cheerfully, Gian. Gian turned, hey, Sunbae. I didn't realize you were around. Sohm glanced over, thinking, Sunbae? The girl smiled brightly, waving. I can't believe I ran into you right after I texted you. How funny. Where are you headed, Sunbae? Gian asked. I had to swing by the broadcasting room. I left this there after the lunch broadcast. And so, the two of them just stood there chatting, while Sohm was completely lost. The girl asked Gian worriedly, but what happened to your face? It looks painful. She reached out and lightly touched the bandage on his face. How did you get hurt? Gian replied, oh, this? I got into a fight. He glanced over at Sohm, who was standing nearby. The girl turned to look as well. Oh, you're with a friend? Sorry, am I interrupting? Gian quickly replied, no, it's fine. Sohm turned and started to walk away, thinking, we're not friends. Gian called after him, hey. I have to go. I'll call you later, Sunbae. The two said their goodbyes. Sohm thought to himself, why is he following me? He could have just stayed with her. So annoying. 1 second he's clinging to me, and now what is this? How does he manage to piss me off all the time? After school. Gian and Sohm were walking home together. Sohm glanced at Gian, who was engrossed in texting. Look at him texting, he must be so happy, Sohm thought. He's really serious, huh? Damn it. I wish I didn't have to walk with him anymore. Gian waved a hand in front of Sohm's face. Hey, Sohm. What? Sohm asked curtly. The sunbae from earlier wants me to wait here for a bit. So? What's that got to do with me? Don't tell me you expect me to wait with you. I'm leaving. You do whatever you want. It'll only be a moment. Just wait. Besides, we still need to talk. Didn't I just say I'm not interested in talking to? Just then, the girl called out cheerfully, Gian. Have you been waiting long? I'm leaving, Sohm said coldly. Gian quickly grabbed him. Hey, I told you to wait. Huh? If he's leaving because of me, we can talk later, the girl asked apologetically. No, it's okay, sunbae, Gian replied. Sohm walked away alone, fumbling in his pocket and thinking, where are my earphones? He instinctively glanced back. In the distance, Gian and the girl were talking happily. Sohm thought, I remember him talking about dating older girls. Is that the type Han Gian likes? She looks so petite and lively. He turned his back and walked away, a thought crossing his mind. They look good together. The door to Sohm's room opened. Gian peeked his head in timidly and asked, Hey, Sohm. Can I come in? Sohm grumbled, why ask when you're coming in anyway? Gian stepped inside, replying, it's called being polite. Are you free? Sohm answered curtly, no. Gian pressed on, I just need a little bit of your time. Sohm sighed. All right, 5 minutes. Gian asked in surprise, only 5 minutes? That's not enough time. I guess I'll have to skip one thing. He gently reached out and cupped Sohm's face. What are you doing? Kissing you. 5 minutes isn't enough time to talk. I'm not doing it. If that's why you're here, then get out. Why not? I haven't gotten a single kiss today. Does this mean I'm not allowed to kiss you at all just because you're mad? That's harsh. I'm not in the mood for that right now. Does that sunbae from earlier know what you're doing? Who? Sewon Sunbae? Probably not. I didn't tell her. I think she likes you. Yeah. She told me. So you. Do you like her? Are you going to date her? Not sure. But if she asks me out, I'll probably say yes. Sohm was stunned, stuttering, I'm sorry, what did you say? His face flushed with anger as he yelled, you're saying that right after trying to kiss me? You're insane. Completely insane. Gian casually asked back, what? Sohm snarled, from now on, save those kisses for your girlfriend. You're pissing me off. Gian asked blankly, what? Why does that piss you off? Gian grabbed Sohm's hand, looking completely confused. Wait, I really don't get it. Sohm gritted his teeth and snarled, you freak. You're hopeless. You don't use your brain at all. Sohm shoved Gian away hard. He snapped, just being near you makes me sick. Get out of my room now. Pushed unexpectedly, Gian just managed to let out a, huh? I'll kill you if you ever set foot in here again. Gian was still bewildered, what? The door slammed shut. He stood there, wondering, what's wrong with him? Geez, was it really something to get that mad about? Was it because I kept bothering him while he was still upset? Whatever. It's not the first time he's been like this. I have the right to be annoyed too. Immediately after, he scratched his head. How am I supposed to fix this now? Gian stood outside, waiting with his arms crossed. When Sohm came out, he was a little surprised to see Gian. However, he walked right past him, saying coldly, if you have something to say, just say it. Gian jumped, asking, what? Sohm explained, you always wait there when you have something to tell me. Am I wrong? Since when do you willingly listen to what I have to say? If I don't, you'll just keep pestering me until I do. Fair point. Hey. Should I stop hanging out with her? If you tell me to stop, I will. What the hell? Why should I be the one to decide? It has nothing to do with me. Why not? It does. You said if I kept seeing her, you wouldn't kiss me anymore. What did you say? Sohm turned to leave in frustration. I really can't figure out what goes on in that head of yours. Jae-Hyung quickly grabbed him. Don't go. Can you just let me finish for once? Just hear me out. I've thought about this a lot. I mean, I tried to think about it from your perspective. And I realized that if you kissed someone other than me, I'd be furious too. It would be different if you did it because you were actually in love with them. But no matter how I look at it, I don't think you're the type to genuinely fall in love with someone. So, the thought of you kissing someone without it being for love really pisses me off. I mean, I'm right here. So I get why you were mad. That's it, right? I figured it out, didn't I? Sohm buried his face in his hands. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with you? Gian didn't quite hear, asking, my what? I don't care what you do with anyone else, so please, just stop. I'm so tired of dealing with your games. This isn't a game. I'm being serious. You really don't care if I get with someone else? Really? Sohm's heart hammered in his chest. He hesitated. He clenched his jaw, trying to suppress his emotions. Then he said firmly, that's right. I really don't care. I don't want to see or talk to you for a while, so let's go to school separately from now on. You should stay here and wait a bit before you leave. As Sohm opened the door, Gian yelled after him, hey. Do you really mean that? Can I start dating her? You'd better not regret this later. The door slammed shut. Gian stood frozen, muttering, oh man. I've definitely screwed everything up. What do I do now? I shouldn't have said anything at all. Sohm trudged down the stairs. He thought to himself, wait a minute. A wave of nausea washed over him, and Sohm sank heavily onto the stairs. He mumbled, why do I feel so sick? It's not like I ate anything weird for breakfast. I was already feeling off, and now my mood is completely ruined because of Han Gian. He's so annoying. I mean, why would he even think about dating her if he doesn't even really like her in the first place? And why ask for my opinion before deciding whether to do it or not? He's really just going with the flow, isn't he? Well, I can't complain. This means I'll never have to do that kind of stuff with him again. Then why do I feel so terrible? The classroom was quiet, with only the wind rustling through the window. Gian looked at Sohm's empty desk, wondering, why isn't he here yet? Class is about to start. The teacher walked in, lesson plan in hand. All right, everyone, open your textbooks. We need to keep up with the other classes. Jae-Hyung quickly raised his hand and said eagerly, sir. Kwon Sohm isn't here yet. Can I go look for him? The teacher replied, no need to make excuses to leave class, Gian. Sohm is in the nurse's office. Gian froze, thinking to himself, the nurse's office? The teacher continued the lesson, now, turn to page 32. But Gian suddenly cut him off, almost shouting, me too. See, sir? This scratch on my face hurts like crazy. Can I go to the nurse's office too? It's true, sir. It really hurts. Please? Gian walked into the nurse's office, muttering to himself. Geez. I was so scared he wouldn't let me go. He looked around the empty room. But where's the nurse? Why is it so quiet in here? Don't tell me Sohm isn't here either. Suddenly, Gian startled, having realized something. Behind the curtain, Sohm was sleeping on a bed. He's asleep, Gian thought. Isn't this stomach medicine? Does he have indigestion? Gian gently leaned closer to Sohm, his mind full of questions. But he barely eats anything. Gian asked, are you really asleep? Hey, Han Sohm. You know, I hate complicated things. It's best to keep everything simple. That way, it's easy to forget if something bad happens. But you're the opposite of me. You're so complex it's hard to keep up. I don't know anymore. I just feel like it would be easier if I stopped caring. So why can't I? I can't get you out of my head. A piercing scream rang out. AAA. His angry friend yelled, are you crazy? We lost again because of you. Gian sighed, replying indifferently, my bad. You're paying for all of this. I'm so pissed off right now, and it's all your fault. Gian just replied, fine. The friend glanced at Gian's distracted expression, feeling that something was off. He asked, what's up with you today? Gian asked back, huh? What do you mean? You've been acting weird lately, always disappearing during breaks. Plus, the way your mood swings from good to bad makes me think you've got a screw loose. Me? Gian asked in surprise. Don't tell me you got a girlfriend, did you? No, I don't have a girlfriend. Right, someone like you wouldn't change just because you're dating. So you must actually be crazy. Well, he's not wrong, Gian thought to himself. My mood's been a real roller coaster lately, all thanks to one person. He looked at his phone screen, where the chat with Sohm was just one-sided messages. Did he block me? I haven't been able to talk to him for days because he was sick, and now he's not even answering my texts. Damn it, I hope he didn't pass out or something. Should I bring him some medicine? Gian stood up, deciding to leave the PC bang. Not many pharmacies are open on a Saturday, he thought. Seeing this, his friend asked, "You're leaving?" Gian replied, "Yeah." "Hey, do you know any pharmacies around here that are open on Saturdays?" Gian walked down the street, carrying a bag of medicine. He looked at the rustling bag in his hand, wondering, did I buy too much? Looking at it now, it seems like a lot. If only he'd answered his phone, I would have known how sick he was. Does he have my text set to auto-reject or something? Suddenly, a familiar voice called out. Gian. Well, fancy meeting you here. Sunbae. What's up? Perfect timing. Are you free? You mean, right now? I'm looking for a birthday present for a friend. If you're free, could you help me pick something out? Gian seemed hesitant. I guess so. Where are we going? Soon after, they were standing in front of a cute gift shop. Inside the shop, Gian looked around with interest, thinking, this is kind of cool. I've never been in a store like this before. Gian asked her, hey, Sunbae, what's your price range for the gift? She thought for a moment then replied, How about around 25,000 won? I'm not sure what to get. Gian walked around the store for a bit. Suddenly, he stopped. His eyes were fixed on a small black cat doll with its arms crossed and a grumpy expression. He chuckled to himself, this thing's stern face looks exactly like the one Sohm always makes. Gian picked up the doll, gently rubbing its nose. But why is this tiny thing so expensive? Guess I can't buy it. The girl walked over and asked, found anything? Everything is so cute, I can't decide. What about you? Gian said, you're right. If you picked everything you liked, you could easily spend 1,000,000 won. Gian paused, his expression thoughtful. Suddenly, he saw some thin string bracelets. Hey, this looks nice. I can picture Sohm wearing it. Gian picked up a blue bracelet, smiling to himself. Something like a bracelet should be simple enough for him to wear. I'll get one for him. His face flushed slightly as another thought occurred to him. No, wait, I'll buy a matching one for myself. The girl stared at Gian's expression, her face contemplative. Thanks for helping me choose. Without you, I probably would have been stuck there until closing time. It was fun for me, too. Glad to hear that. The girl called him back. Hey, Gian. Yeah? That bracelet you bought earlier, it's for someone you like, isn't it? Gian jumped, stammering a denial. What? No. It's not like that. But the girl just smiled. Come on, it's written all over your face. Forget what I said the other day about liking you. I didn't know you already had feelings for someone else. Well then, see you at school. Bye. Gian replied as well, yeah. See you later, Sunbae. Standing alone on the street, Gian looked restless. Everyone keeps asking if I have a girlfriend or if I like someone. I must have acted really weird today. But it's not like that at all. All we do is kiss sometimes. Kissing. He recalled Sohm's words, you can kiss someone even if you don't like them, right? Suddenly, his feet froze in place. If someone told me to kiss another person right now, I could totally. His train of thought was cut short. Wait. Hold on a second. I don't think I could. In his room, Sohm was trying to study, but his hand unconsciously kept clicking his pen. Frustrated, he slammed his hand on the open book, letting out a groan of annoyance. Sohm ran his hands through his hair. What's wrong with me? I can't focus at all. I haven't been able to study at all lately. This is awful. Just then, his phone on the desk lit up, showing an incoming call from HG. Why does this guy keep calling me? I've told him again and again that I don't want to talk to him. How can he be so nonchalant about all this? Without hesitation, he slammed his phone face down on the desk. That just pisses me off even more. The door suddenly burst open. It was Gian, still holding his phone to his ear. He panted, "Hey. Why didn't you pick up? I thought something terrible might have happened." He stammered, What the hell? Don't you know how to knock? Gian insisted, "We need to talk." Sohm turned away, snapping, "Forget it. Just get out." Gian persisted, "Hey. Han Sohm." Sohm coldly corrected him, "It's Kwon. I know you don't want to talk to me, but can you at least hear me out? I don't like this awkwardness between us." Gian gently blocked the wheel of Sohm's chair with his foot, calling out, "Hey. Sohm." He placed a hand on Sohm's shoulder, his voice gentle. "I'm sorry, so don't be mad at me anymore, okay?" Sohm opened his mouth to protest, but Gian spoke first. "Just 1 minute. That's all I ask." He slowly turned to face him. Sohm glared at Gian and muttered, "You're so annoying." "Yeah, I am annoying. You know I'm the type who acts before thinking." He spun Sohm's chair around to face him. "The truth is, I thought all our making out didn't mean anything. But I was wrong. I don't want to kiss anyone but you. Do you really not care what I do or who I'm with? Are you really okay with me kissing someone else?" Flustered, Sohm covered his face, stammering, I. Sohm quietly admitted, "No. I don't like it either." "Really? You mean it, right?" "Right?" Sohm gave a small nod. Gian let out a sigh of relief. "Phew, thank God." Then, he rested his head on Sohm's lap. "Oh God, you have no idea how scared I was." Sohm scratched his head in confusion. Gian looked up and promised, "From now on, I won't ask for anything more than making out." Sohm replied, "I'll hold you to that." "I promise," Gian added. "For now, I'll keep my word." Sohm was instantly wary. "For now? That sounds like you're planning to break it later." "Well, you never know. Maybe you'll be the one to change your mind." "No way. You're more likely to go back on your word." "Haha, you wouldn't say that if you knew how much I've been holding back." Sohm frowned, "What? There's that frown again." "Don't be mad. You're the one who started it, just seconds after promising you wouldn't." "Oh, right. I almost forgot. I got you something." He then bent over and rummaged in his pocket. He held out a pharmacy bag. "Here." Sohm asked, surprised, "Huh? Medicine? You've been sniffling like a sick little animal for days. I figured it might be more than just a stomachache." He gently placed a hand on Sohm's forehead to check. No fever." Gian gently stroked Sohm's hair, silencing him for a moment. After a moment's hesitation, Sohm spoke. "So, I have a question. Are we going to keep making out?" Gian, startled, quickly asked, "Huh? Why? You don't want to anymore?" "No, it's not that. I was just wondering for how long. I mean, we can't do this forever, right?" Sohm mumbled, not knowing what to say. He scratched his head and admitted, "I haven't really thought about it." Sohm responded softly, Gian suggested, "What if we stop when one of us finds someone they genuinely like? If that happens, let's promise to tell the other person first." Sohm reluctantly agreed, "Fine." Gian leaned in closer and whispered, Although I can't really imagine that happening. If it did happen, I think I'd be a little sad." He then gently pressed his forehead against Sohm's. Gian whispered, "Can I kiss you?" Sohm turned his face away slightly and mumbled, "Whatever." Gian slowly tilted his head and placed a gentle kiss on Sohm's lips. Immediately after, he moved in for a deeper, more intense kiss. Gian paused for a moment. He gave Sohm's lips a peck, making a distinct smacking sound. Sohm's eyes were squeezed shut as he felt every touch, thinking, "Today, he's especially." The kiss grew more passionate and wet. Sohm shivered as Gian's hand made contact with his skin. Suddenly, Gian pulled away. "Wait, you're busy, right?" He straightened up and said hastily, "I'll get going. You can get back to your work." Sohm sat there, completely dumbfounded. "Huh?" Gian turned and quickly left, leaving a bewildered Sohm behind. "You're leaving?" The door clicked shut. Sohm sat alone in his room, incredulous. Seriously? That's it? He's just going to give me a taste and then leave? He could have stayed a little longer. Meanwhile, outside the door, Gian stood frozen, wondering to himself, what was that? It's not normally like this. Something's strange. Am I just in shock because it's been so long? Gian placed a hand on his chest, feeling his heart pounding relentlessly. Why is my heart racing like this? A soft kissing sound echoed in the silence. Sohm was sitting on Gian's lap. The two were lost in a secret kiss. Gian held his face with one hand, kissing him deeply. While Sohm was still lost in the moment, Gian suddenly pulled away. He sighed, damn, that felt good. The weather's great today, too. If I took a nap in this sun, I could probably sleep for a solid 3 hours. Sohm's mind was in a jumble. That's it? Again? Why has it been so quick lately? He bit his lip, thinking it wasn't enough. He called out, hey. Why did you? But Jae-Hyung cut him off, I've got something for you. Noticing Sohm wanted to say something, he asked, what is it? Sohm stammered, Startled, Sohm quickly changed the subject. For me? What is it? You have something for me? While Sohm was still flushed with embarrassment, Jae-Hyung unbuttoned his cuff and said, it's not a big deal, but... He held out his arm, revealing a bracelet, and said, here. Why are you wearing 2 identical bracelets? Is one for me? Jae-Hyung smiled and replied, yeah. I bought it to give you the other day, but the timing didn't feel right. As Jae-Hyung put it on for Sohm, he warned, don't lose it. Sohm muttered, what's this for? So childish. To be honest, I'm a little worried you'll lose it right away. I won't lose it. I wore the bracelet my mom gave me for a long time. So where is that bracelet now? Sohm answered curtly, it broke. Jae-Hyung asked again, was that a string bracelet too? They say if a string bracelet breaks, you get to make a wish. No. It was a gamma health bracelet. A what? Why would you wear something like that? Because my mom told me to. For my health. You really do everything your mom tells you, huh? No questions asked? Is there something wrong with that? I didn't say that. What were you trying to say earlier? You stopped mid-sentence. Sohm broke out in a sweat, stammering, well. Oh, right. This place. Jae-Hyung asked in surprise, this place? You mean the library? How do you have the key to the library? I've always wondered about that. Jae-Hyung replied nonchalantly, didn't I tell you? I stole it. What? For real? Nah, I'm kidding. You little punk. I'm the head of the library committee. That's why I have the key. You scared me. I thought you really stole it. Jae-Hyung was quiet for a moment, his expression a little thoughtful. He found it strange and asked, that's it? Sohm asked back, about what? Well, when I tell people I'm the head of the library committee, they usually say it doesn't suit me. Sohm was surprised. Why? You like to read? Jae-Hyung asked, you don't find it weird? What's weird about it? You might not realize it, but every time I see you, you're reading. Well, I guess. I don't look like your typical bookworm. Jae-Hyung was silent for a bit, then called out, hey, Sohm. Sohm replied, yeah. Jae-Hyung leaned forward and asked, do you want to come over to my place this Sunday? You mean, your house? I have to go to church on Sunday. Jae-Hyung asked, all day? Sohm hesitated, well no, but... Jae-Hyung pleaded, come on. Aren't you curious about where I live? Let's go. Sohm gave in. Okay, after church then. Jae-Hyung then asked, do you want to go to church with me? Sohm was surprised, huh? Together? That's right. We can go straight to your place after church. Don't you have friends to go with? I usually go with my mom. Besides, I don't have any friends. Not even at church? No. No friends. Still, I'm pretty close with a Hyung at my church. Sohm asked curiously, a Hyung? Jae-Hyung explained, yeah. He's the pastor's son, so he's really popular. He's a really cool person, too. He goes to Hanguk University, which is my dream school. Once you meet him, I'm sure you'll like him too. Okay, I'll go to church with you if you promise to introduce me to that Hyung. Huh? You mean you're coming just to meet the Hyung? Sohm confirmed, yeah. Sohm said, you're so weird. Right after, Gian rested his head on Sohm, looking sulky. He thought to himself, is that Hyung really so great? Seriously. Sohm's never said anything like that about me. Just how amazing must that Hyung be for Sohm to talk about him like that? On Sunday. Inside, Sohm and Gian were already seated. Gian thought to himself, I had a feeling before coming here, but church is so damn boring. He dropped his head onto the pew, groaning, ugh, when is this going to be over? I just want to hurry up and hang out with Han Sohm. Gian lifted his head and glanced over at Sohm. He's really focused. Does he actually like this stuff? He just kept staring at Sohm. Sohm felt the stare and frowned slightly. He whispered, hey, why do you keep staring at me? Gian whispered back, I'm bored. How are you bored? Just listen to the pastor's sermon. Gian replied dismissively, yeah. Sohm ordered, stop staring. Look straight ahead. By the way, where's the restroom? Out the door and to the left. Didn't you see it when we came in? Gian put on a pitiful face, pleading, can you come with me? I don't know where it is. I shouldn't have brought you. Follow me. Yes, sir. The two of them stood up and left, under the gaze of another young man. That young man watched silently as the door closed behind them. In the restroom. Gian asked, so what time does the service end? Sohm replied, it's only an hour. Are you really such a child you can't sit still for that long? So everyone stays in there for the whole hour? Of course. It's rude to leave in the middle. Hearing that, Gian smirked knowingly. He took a step towards Sohm, calling out, hey, Han Sohm. Sohm asked back, what is it? Gian chuckled, continuing to advance. Sohm backed away, startled, what are you doing? I thought you came out here because you had to use the restroom. Gian said, don't you think that kissing right now would be especially thrilling? Sohm flinched, thinking to himself, he's getting those crazy ideas again. What if we get caught? It's fine. I locked the door this time. When did you do that? Right when we came in. But this feels so sinful. That's the best part. But sinners must be punished, you know. If we get punished for just this after everything we've done, that would be ridiculous. The world isn't that cruel. You think so? Gian affirmed confidently, yeah, definitely. With that, he slowly leaned in, getting closer to Sohm. As the kiss began, Sohm thought, he's crazy. But then he sighed in resignation, oh, whatever. Sohm didn't want to think anymore. He wrapped his arms around Jian's neck. Gian smirked to himself. Well, look at this kid. Turns out he's enjoying the kiss just as much. With that thought, Gian held Sohm tightly. How adorable, he thought. The kiss grew more and more intense. In the middle of the kiss, Gian suddenly glanced towards the door. Gian gently pulled away from Sohm's lips and whispered, hey, Han Sohm. Look behind you. Sohm asked blankly, what? Doing this in front of the mirror, with our reflection, feels like someone is watching. Now you'll think of me every time you come here, even when I'm not around. Sohm looked at Gian with an indifferent expression, and so? You stopped kissing me just to tell me that. As if it's a big deal. Even when we're not doing this, I think about you wherever I go. What's one more place to the list? Gian teased, that's your reaction? You're no fun. Wait, hold on. Do you really think about me that much? Sohm asked blankly, what? Huh, did I say that out loud? Gian said eagerly, really? I'm so touched. Now I feel bad for stopping. Should we continue? Well then, maybe just a quick peck. Just then, the doorknob rattled. Gian thought to himself, that's strange. I locked the door. Immediately after, there was a frantic knock on the door. Sohm panicked and yelled, wait, one moment. I'll be right out. The door creaked open, and Sohm stepped out, his face flushed as he mumbled, I'm sorry. The person outside sighed in relief. Oh, good. I thought the door was broken. I'm glad that wasn't the case. Sohm was surprised, Jae-Hyung? The young man smiled, hey, Sohm. Long time no see. To think we'd run into each other in front of a restroom. Sohm could only laugh awkwardly, haha, yeah. Jae glanced at Gian and asked, is this a friend of yours? Sohm stammered, Before Sohm could answer, Gian leaned in close and replied, that's right. I'm his best friend. And soon, we'll be brothers. Sohm wondered to himself, what's gotten into him? Jae-hyung thought for a moment, what's so special about this guy? I look much better than him. Right after, Jae-hyung put on a bright smile, haha, hello. So you must be Gian, right? Gian was taken aback, you know my name? Of course. Sohm's family and mine go way back. I've heard so much about you. I heard you two used to fight like cats and dogs, but I guess you're quite close now. Jae-hyung turned to Sohm, hey, Sohm. Did the butler tell you? Starting early next year, you'll be studying with me. Sohm asked happily, oh, really? You're going to be my tutor? Hearing that, Gian felt that something was off. Thank you, Jae-Hyung. Don't mention it. I guess I'll be seeing you a lot next year, then. Meanwhile, Gian thought, why does this guy give me the creeps? And the year after that, we'll see each other even more. Once you get into Hanguk University, we can see each other on campus. I'm really looking forward to you becoming a freshman. You're aiming for pharmacy school, right? I'll definitely help you get in. I'm looking forward to it, too. Gian reassured himself, maybe I'm just being paranoid. Anyway, we should probably head inside. Yeah. See you later. As the three of them walked away, Gian couldn't help but think in annoyance, why would he want to be tutored by a guy who looks like a punk? I really don't like him. Walking behind them, Jae-hyung deliberately said, loud enough for Gian to hear. Why is he friends with someone like that? I hope he doesn't become a bad influence on Sohm. Gian turned back and asked bluntly, hey, what did you just say about me? Jae-hyung smiled and said, I didn't say anything. Just that I'm looking forward to seeing you again. You must have misheard. Gian just stared at him in silence. Jae-hyung turned and walked away briskly. Gian watched him leave with an annoyed expression, thinking, what the hell is his problem? He could have at least come up with a better excuse. What a bastard. Gian turned to Sohm and asked, hey, you said you were close to him, but how close are you? Sohm replied, why do you ask? Because you two seemed pretty distant. So you're not that close to him, are you? I guess not. Alright, that's good. Just act like he doesn't exist. I could tell from the outside, but your apartment is way nicer than mine. Huh? Not really. Gian led the way, come on in. My room is this way. As he entered the room, Sohm was surprised. Huh? That's my mom's jacket. Gian confirmed, yeah. I think your mom comes over often. Really? How come I've never been here? That's exactly why I wanted you to come over. I don't get it. If your place is this big, why did you move into my house? What's the point of it being big? Don't you think it's cold in here? Cold? I think it's amazing. I wish I could live in a place like this. A big bed is a nice bonus. Have a seat. Are you sure it's okay? I'm still in my outdoor clothes. Gian smiled and flopped onto the bed comfortably. Of course I don't mind. You can lie down if you want. Sohm immediately lay down next to him. Gian called out, hey, Sohm. Sohm answered, what? Lying down like that is practically asking for me to get on top of you. Silence filled the bedroom. Gian nuzzled into his neck and asked, what's wrong? Why aren't you saying anything? Sohm replied, I'm just wondering what goes on in that head of yours to make you say something like that. You have such a strange way of thinking. Sohm quietly replied, that's not it. Gian's hand restlessly slipped under his shirt, sliding across Sohm's stomach, making him yelp in surprise, hey, what are you doing? Why is your hand in there? Gian gently pressed a finger on the mole near Sohm's navel, teasing, you have a mole right here, right next to your belly button. Sohm recoiled, exclaiming, stop it, that tickles. Gian continued to poke his belly button, boop. Player Han Gian scores a point. Sohm asked irritably, what's wrong with you? Gian suddenly flipped over, climbing on top of Sohm and saying, there's nothing wrong with me. Then he pulled up his shirt to show off his firm abs, provocatively saying, wanna touch mine? It's only fair. Do you work out? Why, wanna join me? Sohm said firmly, no. You can touch it, you know. It's firm. No, get off. Immediately, Gian flopped down on top of Sohm, saying stubbornly, don't want to. Sohm grumbled, hey, you're heavy. Gian wiggled on top of him, repeating, heavy, am I? With that, Gian suddenly lifted his head and gave Sohm a light kiss on the lips. He put on a pouty face and asked, do you really want me to get off? You don't like me because I'm heavy? Sohm blushed and said, stop trying to be cute. And I never said I didn't like you. Gian smiled, so you don't mind? Can I keep going? Sohm remained silent. He gave a slight nod and replied, if you want to keep going, then go ahead. Gian was a little surprised by Sohm's answer. Gian laughed, nuzzling into Sohm's neck and whispering, damn, the way you said that was so cute. Sohm was bewildered, huh? I'm really starting to like this adorable side of little Sohmi lately. Sohm replied, annoyed, you're creeping me out. And why am I your little Sohmi? You talk too much. Gian responded with a series of kisses on his lips. Sohm gripped Jian's shirt tightly. He thought to himself, now I'm getting annoyed. He's calling me little when he's shorter than me? Anyone can see I'm way more mature than he is. The kiss grew more intense as they tangled together on the bed. Sohm's heart pounded in his chest. They broke apart, panting, their hearts still racing. Gian kissed Sohm's cheek, let out a breath and said, I really can't figure you out. Gian rolled off of Sohm, concluding, anyway, you're a bit weird. He thought in a daze, is it over? Just like that? Again? Something's not right about this. Sohm clenched his fist, silently fuming, it was too short. No one was interrupting us, so why? Sohm turned over and called out, hey, Han Gian. Gian replied, what is it? I want to ask you something. Yeah, go ahead. Sohm stammered, well. Why have our kisses been so short lately? Gian blinked in surprise, huh? I'm not really sure myself. Sohm was confused, what do you mean? Every time we kiss, I get this weird feeling. It's like, I like it so much that I feel like we should stop. Something like that. If you like it, why would you stop? I don't know either. When I say a weird feeling, I don't mean a physical reaction. It's more like, I've never felt anything like this before, so it's hard to explain. Sigh, I'm confused too. But why do you ask? Haha, don't tell me you wanted more. Sohm said nothing. He mumbled, no, it's not that. But, it's better to just keep going when we can. Is it stupid for me to say this when I'm the one who limited you to 2 kisses a day? Jae-Hyung quickly replied, no, not stupid at all. I'm sorry. From now on, I won't stop in the middle. Sohm replied softly, okay. Hey, Sohm. Since I think it's only fair for me to be honest with you too, can I ask you for a favor? Sohm was surprised, a favor? Gian awkwardly scratched his chin, it's nothing major. It's that guy. I mean, you're Jae-Hyung. I want you to keep your distance from him. Sohm was surprised, huh? What? Weren't you the one who wanted to stop talking about Jae-Hyung? Exactly. Since we weren't talking about him, I'm telling you now. I know it's hard, but it makes me uneasy when you say you're close to him. You can do that for me, right? Okay. From now on, don't say he's your close friend. He's just someone you know. I get it. But can I ask why? Don't ask, you don't need to know. I just don't like him, do you need any other reason? Are you jealous of him? Gian answered curtly, yes. Gian looked straight into Sohm's eyes and affirmed, that's right. I'm jealous. So keep your distance from him. That's settled then. Now, why don't we continue what we were doing before we were interrupted? Sohm pushed Gian away, declaring, forget it. You've used up all your kisses for today. Fine, then. Close your legs so I can use them as a pillow. Gian rested his head on Sohm's lap, saying, anyway, you really are a difficult person to understand. Me? I think you're much more complicated. Sohm thought to himself, why would he be jealous of him? Now he's making me feel weird. Honestly, I didn't understand half of what he was saying earlier. Sohm lightly touched Jian's ear, wondering, why did you? Jian grabbed Sohm's hand and asked, why are you touching my ear? Sohm was startled and stammered, huh? Well. Hey, didn't you get your ears pierced last year? Jian was surprised, I did. You remember? Jian played with Sohm's hand, bragging, I pierced them both myself. Cool, right? You did it yourself? Didn't it hurt? Not really. Okay, that is cool. You always make the weirdest decisions. What's wrong? You want to get your ears pierced? Want me to do it for you? Gian took hold of Sohm's ear and continued, I'm sure I could make it not hurt that much. Not now, maybe later. Gian suddenly shot up, shocked. For real? You're really getting a piercing? Why are you so surprised? You're the one who asked. I just thought you'd refuse. But when is later? I don't know, maybe during a school break. Awesome. You can't take it back now. You promised. Why are you so eager to get my ear pierced? You're weird. I just have a habit of wanting to leave my mark on things. Since we're always together, I like the idea of leaving a part of myself on you. What are you even talking about? Instead of wasting time on weird thoughts, you should be studying. Huh? What did you just say? Have you ever thought about college? Your score on the last mock exam was shocking. When did you even see it? Didn't you leave it out for everyone to see? Or maybe you want me to tutor you? Gian snapped, not him again. I told you I don't like him. Sohm then suggested, then let's just study together. I'll help you. Forget it. Stop nagging. I'm not doing it. I can't force myself to do something I don't want to. It's not like I want to either, but I want to get into college. Well, that's just it. I don't. But why do you want to study medicine? You want to be a pharmacist or something? Yeah, it's been my dream since I was little. Why? Does it pay well? Sohm hesitated, well. Actually, I'd forgotten all about it until the day you bought me all that medicine. When I was little, my mom was very sick, but we didn't have the money to go to the hospital. I used all my allowance money to buy her some painkillers. And the moment my mom saw them, her face broke into a smile. It had been so long since I'd seen her smile. For a kid like me, that was the proudest, most amazing moment. That's when I promised my mom that when I grew up, I'd become a pharmacist and give her all the medicine she needed. That way, maybe she'd be able to smile more often. It's silly, right? I should have promised to become a doctor and cure her disease instead. I'm really touched. You still cherish the promise you made to your mom all those years ago. That's actually really cool. All the adults I know just break their promises, so I just figured that's what everyone did. Really? Even your dad? Yeah, he's the worst of them all when it comes to breaking promises. I might not have shown it, but the younger Gian went through a lot of hurtful things. So is that why you wrote that poem? Sohm asked blankly, poem? Gian explained, don't you remember? I think it was in 3rd grade. You won an award in a poetry contest. The theme was promises. You don't remember? It was even put on display. Oh, right. I remember now. I think I still have it somewhere, hold on. It should be around here somewhere. He flipped through a notebook, mumbling, it's been so long. Suddenly, he exclaimed, this is it, right? Curious, Sohm leaned over. Let me see. On the page was the poem Promise by Han Gian, class 4-2. Impressive. How did you even remember this? I have to say, you know quite a lot about me. I'm pretty touched. Sohm pointed at the notebook, look at this. Do you remember the day we made these cards? Sohm looked puzzled, what? We got into a fight that day and scribbled all over each other's cards. This is the mark I left. Of course I remember. You drew a mustache on my face with a marker. How could I forget something like that? That was fun. You won a lot of literature awards as a kid. I won writing competitions later on, too. I bet you didn't know that. Of course I knew. What? You knew? How do you know all that stuff? I just do. I want to show you something. Gian asked curiously, what is it? I saw this outside the teacher's office and thought of you, so I took a picture. Wait a sec. Found it. Sohm showed his phone to Gian. Here. On the screen was an announcement for the 3rd annual Youth Short Story Competition. Gian exclaimed in surprise, a competition? At a study cafe. They both focused on their own work. Sohm glanced over at Gian, who was working intently. Surprising. I can't remember the last time I saw him this focused. Gian wore glasses, his hands flying across the keyboard, looking completely absorbed. I didn't think he could be this dedicated. He looks good in glasses, too. This is crazy. I'm the one who needs to be focusing right now. I was just starting to get in the zone, too. Sohm glanced at Gian again and spoke up. Hey. How's it going? Let me see, what are you writing about? No, you can't. It's a secret. Look away. Stingy. Can't you just tell me the main plot? Fine, I'll give you a tiny spoiler then. Hurry up. Gian smiled mischievously, putting a finger to his lips. Don't tell anyone. He leaned in, whispering close to Sohm's ear, it's a love story. A story about a man named Somi who fell so hard for a woman named Jeonsun that he couldn't stop chasing her. Sohm's heart pounded, his cheeks flushing red. He stammered, what? That's completely fictional. Gian whispered back, no, no. It's a romance. Sohm asked, so, do they end up together? Gian burst out laughing. You're hilarious. I was just kidding, that's not the plot. Annoyed, Sohm muttered, this guy. A pen clattered to the floor. Gian said, hey, can you pick that up for me? Sohm grumbled, what? You're closer. Still, Sohm bent down to pick up the pen. The moment Sohm looked up, Jian's face was right in front of his. You told me to pick it up, so why are you? Before he could finish, Gian suddenly kissed him on the lips. Gian pulled away, lightly touching Sohm's lips with his finger and whispering, needed to recharge. With that, Gian went back to his seat. Sohm's heart was racing. He thought to himself, couldn't he have given me a warning? Recharge, my foot. Now I'll never be able to concentrate. It's strange. This isn't the first time he's messed with me like this. So why am I reacting this way? It's been getting worse lately. The door to Sohm's room creaked open. Gian peeked his head in, asking, hey, can I come in? Huh? Shouldn't you be asleep? You're still up. Did you get much writing done? A decent amount. But I'm a bit stuck on the ending. Suddenly, Gian wrapped his arms around Sohm from behind. I need to recharge before I go, he said. Gian nuzzled his head into the crook of Sohm's neck, took a sniff, and whispered, you smell so good. Oh, Dad called earlier. He said he and Mom are going on a trip for the upcoming holiday. They'll probably stay overnight. Sohm asked, really? Gian confirmed, yeah. We'll be home alone. Doesn't that sound scary? What's so scary about that? Because there won't be any adults at home. I'm scared of the dark. Hey, what are you scheming now? I'm scared of being alone. Can I sleep in your room with you? What are you talking about? You're usually fine sleeping by yourself. He's too close. Gian pleaded, it's different. This time, it'll just be the two of us home alone. I don't think there's enough room for both of us. If it's uncomfortable, I'll go right back to my room. Come on, please, Sohm? Please? Fine, fine. Just so you'll be quiet. Gian cheered, awesome. Promise? Then let me get one last recharge. He leaned down, planted a kiss on Sohm's forehead, and shouted, charging. Sohm's face flushed red as he yelled in annoyance, hey. What do you think you're doing? You got your spit all over my forehead. In response to his anger, Gian just chuckled teasingly, haha, it's an angel's mark. Good night. The door slammed shut. Sitting alone, Sohm mumbled, he's completely nuts. He's such an idiot. Why would he want to sleep in my room? It's not like he's a baby. If we sleep in the same bed, I'll probably be too nervous to get any sleep. His heart started pounding in his chest again. This feeling again. Why does this keep happening? The next day. Gian let out a long yawn. Sohm, standing nearby, observed, are you that sleepy? You've been yawning all day. Gian scratched his head and replied, I'm a little tired. I need to get some shut-eye. Didn't you get much sleep last night? I don't know. I just remember the sun was already coming up when I finally lay down. When's the deadline? Just a few more days. But I'm still struggling. Struggling with what? Wanna find out, little bro? What is it? Just tell me. I'll tell you after I take care of something. The moment they got inside, Gian immediately pulled Sohm into a hug. But for now, he said, give me a big hug. Sohm grunted uncomfortably, I can't breathe. If you're as tired as you say, why are you hugging me so tight? Hey. I told you, you're squeezing too hard. Suddenly, Gian slowly tripped Sohm with his foot. Sohm yelped in surprise, are you trying to trip me? Gian replied calmly, yeah. Sit down. Sohm fell to the floor with a thud. Gian followed, lying down with him. Sohm asked, flustered, "What are you doing?" Gian started nuzzling Sohm's neck again. Sohm tried to push him away. "Let go of me. I was sweating on the way home, so I smell." Gian took a deep breath. "You still smell good to me." Sohm blushed and snapped, "Shut up. Let go." Gian suddenly went limp, leaning his full weight on Sohm and sighing, "Tsk. I'm so sleepy. I wish I could turn you into a teddy bear to hug while I sleep." Sohm stammered in protest, What nonsense are you talking about? Let go. It'd be much more comfortable to sleep in bed." Sohm used all his strength to drag Gian to his room and put him on the bed. He grumbled, "Geez, you're heavy." Gian, with his eyes still closed, mumbled, "Thank you." Sohm fell silent, gazing intently at Gian's sleeping face. He thought, did he write all night? He must be exhausted. How can he fall asleep so fast? Gian was now fast asleep. Watching Gian sleep, an unconscious smile spread across Sohm's lips. He's actually kind of cute when he's fast asleep, he thought. He instinctively reached out and gently caressed Gian's face. His fingers slid up, lightly touching his lips. His thumb gently brushed against the sleeping boy's lower lip. Sohm froze, his expression turning serious and complex. In an unconscious moment, Sohm whispered a confession, "Han Gian. I like you." Immediately, Sohm flinched, startled by his own words. He shot up, scrambling away from the bed in a panic. Damn it, he thought frantically. What did I just say? Sohm rushed out of the room, heart pounding. He was asleep, right? He couldn't have heard me, right? I'm crazy. I've completely lost it. What was I thinking? He thought in desperation. Sohm bolted straight into his own room. He stood frozen, panting. His chest ached, his heart hammering. I said I like him. Damn it. I can't believe it. I really like him. That's why my body has been acting so strangely. He knelt on the floor, clasping his hands together. This can't be right. Please, please tell me this isn't real. His gaze unintentionally fell upon the Bibles on his bookshelf. I'm not supposed to like him. I don't want to like him. Sohm's hands trembled as he tried to suppress his overwhelming emotions. A hot tear rolled down his cheek. What am I supposed to do? He wondered hopelessly. The tears wouldn't stop falling. What do I do now? Gian startled awake. He looked around the dark room, thinking, man. Why is it so dark? How long was I asleep? How did I even get to my room? I don't remember coming in. Gian headed into the bathroom. A while later, Gian emerged from the bathroom with a towel around his neck, feeling much more refreshed. He glanced towards Sohm's room. Curious, he peeked inside. Seeing Sohm still in his uniform, fast asleep on the bed, Gian thought, did he fall asleep in his uniform? He must have been exhausted today, too. Gian gently closed the door, deciding not to wake him, and wished him a good night. Back in his own room, Gian sat at his desk and moved the computer mouse. He saved his manuscript. Stretching wearily, Gian sighed, finally done. I thought I'd never finish this. Now I can finally get some sleep. It took so much out of me, but I had a lot of fun writing it. I just kept adding more and more. And now, all that's left is. He moved the cursor to the submit button. But then, Gian paused, thinking to himself, After a moment of hesitation, he moved the mouse and clicked the close button on the window. Gian thought, not now. The next morning, on their way somewhere, Sohm was startled when Gian spoke. What? You wrote it but didn't submit it? Gian wondered, is it really that weird? Sohm replied, of course it is. Think of all the work you put in. Why wouldn't you send it? Gian just answered awkwardly, well, it was my first time writing something seriously, so I'm a bit embarrassed. I'll try again when I'm more prepared. Sohm was surprised. Why are you being such a scaredy cat? You're not going to regret this? Who knows when you'll get another chance? Gian said firmly, nope. No regrets. Gian smiled brightly and continued, honestly, I wasn't so sure before. But now that I've started writing, I can't seem to stop. I had a blast the whole time. Then he suddenly threw an arm around Sohm's neck, pulling him close and saying, it's all thanks to you, little bro, come here. Pulled into Gian's embrace, Sohm's face flushed and his heart pounded. He stammered, I didn't do anything. Gian ruffled Sohm's hair and said, now that we're on summer break, I'll have plenty of time to read and practice my writing. You can study next to me while I write. Doesn't that sound fun? Sohm broke free, annoyed. You mean you have absolutely no plans to study, don't you? Gian yelled, there you go again. No, I'm not studying. Let's talk about something else. Do you know what today is? Of course I do. It's the first day of vacation. Not that. We agreed to sleep in the same bed tonight, remember? Did you forget? Sohm jumped, stammering, oh, right. How could I forget something like that? If you're okay with it, let's do that other thing, too. Do what? Gian reached out, gently pinching Sohm's earlobe, and said, piercing your ear. Sohm said worriedly, are you sure you know what you're doing? Promise me it won't hurt. I promise. Sohm hesitated, okay. Will it bleed a lot? I don't want it to bleed. What? You don't trust me? Sohm said bluntly, no. Not at all. Gian reassured him, I told you, you have nothing to worry about. Sohm was still doubtful, What are you using to pierce it? Do you have some kind of tool? Gian held up a small needle, announcing proudly, ta-da. Sohm recoiled in horror. Wait, hold on. Not that. There's no way that's not going to hurt. Gian reassured him, how many times do I have to tell you? I'm really good at this. Sohm trembled, I'm scared. Gian laughed, you're such a baby. Sohm cringed, asking repeatedly, what if it hurts? Are you sure? Gian insisted, it won't hurt. You can trust me. I'm serious. It'll be fine. Gian said gently, if you want to stop at any point, just tell me. Sohm could only manage a whimper. As Gian wiped Sohm's ear with a cold alcohol swab, he cried out, hey, that's cold. As he felt the sharp tip of the needle against his skin, Sohm thought in a panic, shit. I can feel the needle. I know this is gonna hurt. He nervously grabbed onto Gian's shirt. The needle went through, and a drop of blood trickled out. Sohm cried out in pain, ah. Gian froze, his expression changing slightly. Sohm teared up, sniffling, damn it. That hurt. He angrily pounded on Gian, scolding him, you swore it wouldn't bleed. You liar. I bet you've never even tried this before, have you? I'm not doing the other side, so. He startled when he saw something. Sohm was surprised. What the? Are you kidding me? Why are you? Gian covered himself with a pillow, laughing awkwardly. You were making those weird noises and... Sorry, but I have to use the bathroom. Just wipe the blood and put some rubbing alcohol on it. Sorry. Sohm sat alone on the bed, face bright red, silent in his confusion. He touched his ear, mumbling, seriously? Meanwhile, Gian thought in embarrassment, that was so humiliating. What if he doesn't want to sleep in the same bed with me after this? Just as Gian was about to leave, a hand grabbed his shirt. Sohm hesitated, hey. What are you doing? Don't go. I can help you. Gian turned back, stunned. What? What did you just say? What is that supposed to mean? Sohm stammered, I don't mean, like, anything like that. I don't know how, and I don't want to. But I mean, I could, like, touch it for you. Gian threw the pillow onto the floor and said, I know. Sohm continued, unless you don't want me to. You can just take care of it yourself. Gian quickly grabbed Sohm's hand. Gian looked straight into Sohm's eyes and asked, do I look like I don't want you to? Sohm asked if he had stuffed something in his pants. Gian just laughed and replied, why would I do that? Gian leaned down and whispered close to Sohm, if you're that curious, feel free to check for yourself. Sohm froze, bewildered. Huh? Gian gently adjusted Sohm's posture. Don't kneel. Just sit normally like you were before, he said. Sohm obediently sat down and asked, like this? The room fell silent. Gian slowly moved closer until their faces were mere inches apart. Sohm tensed up, swallowing hard. Gian leaned in and whispered, this is unexpected. I never pictured you doing something like this. Sohm stammered, hey, I'm a guy too, you know? Gian kissed his cheek, teasing, is that so? I know. He then traced the shell of Sohm's ear with his tongue, making him shiver. Jian's hand landed on Sohm's thigh. But, can I touch you, too? Sohm's heart pounded in his chest. He stammered, Sohm's face flushed bright red as he looked down in silence. Sohm gave a series of small, hesitant nods. Seeing Sohm's reaction, Jian's own heart began to pound. Huh, he mumbled. Damn it. He leaned in to kiss Sohm, thinking to himself, you're so damn cute. This is bad. I didn't mean for things to go this far. In the quiet room, the ceiling light was still on. Clothes were strewn across the floor. Beneath the thin blanket, their legs were intertwined. Sohm and Gian lay on the bed, facing each other. Sohm blinked slowly, as if just waking up. He looked at the soundly sleeping Gian and thought, is he asleep? Sohm gently reached out and cupped Jian's cheek. I'm trying all sorts of things with him, he mused. I'm even getting to see a side of him I've never seen before. I love it. A blush spread across Sohm's face. He slowly leaned down and pressed a light kiss to Jian's lips, wondering, what if I end up liking you even more? The gentle kiss lingered for a moment. When he pulled away, a single tear rolled down Sohm's cheek. This shouldn't be happening, he thought in despair. His hand clenched into a fist, his mind in a turmoil. What am I going to do? His body trembled. What am I supposed to do, now that I like you this much? Sohm pressed his lips together, trying to hold back the tears that were welling up. He quickly turned away, his back facing Gian. His shoulders shook with stifled sobs. Gian stirred slightly, as if he had heard the quiet weeping. He slowly opened his eyes. So I wasn't hearing things, Gian realized. He's really crying. But why? His hand slowly reached out toward Sohm. But it stopped, hesitating in mid-air. Gian watched him with a worried expression, wondering, does he regret what we did? Tossing and turning, Gian couldn't fall back asleep. Staring up at the ceiling, his mind was a complete blank. What now? A voice called out from beside him, hey. Gian flinched as Sohm's voice cut through the silence. Hey, Han Gian. Sohm stood by the bed, nagging, get up. Are you planning to sleep the day away? What time is it? Gian asked, sitting up groggily. Sohm replied, it's 1 p.m. The sun's already at its peak, you idiot. You went out already? Gian asked. Yeah, Sohm said. I bought some sandwiches, if that's okay. Sounds good, Gian replied. Go wash your face and then let's eat, Sohm urged. Okay, Gian replied dutifully. So he's going to pretend he's fine? He thought. His eyes are all swollen. Am I supposed to just ignore it? Meanwhile, Sohm was staring at his phone, annoyed at his puffy eyes. Damn it, I thought they'd be back to normal by now. He rubbed his eyes anxiously. He's going to know I was crying. I should have just let him sleep. If he asks, I'll just make something up, Sohm told himself. But I really hope he doesn't. Just then, Gian came up behind him. Gian placed a hand on Sohm's shoulder. Hey, Han Sohm. Heart pounding, Sohm jumped with a shout. Shit, you scared me. How long have you been standing there? For a while, Gian answered calmly. I need to ask you something, Gian said. Huh? What is it? Sohm asked nervously. Gian looked him straight in the eye and began, do you? He leaned in closer and asked bluntly, regret what happened yesterday? Huh? What are you talking about? Sohm asked, flustered. Gian pressed on, I mean. You were crying last night. It worried me. I've never seen you cry like that before, Gian continued. It scared me. Did something happen? Sohm remained silent. And what if I did tell you? Sohm shot back. You think you can solve my problem for me? Gian was taken aback. What? Besides, it's better if you don't know. Hey, that's hurtful. Don't you trust me? I thought we'd gotten closer, or was I mistaken? Sohm mumbled, much closer. He looked up to face Gian. That's exactly why I can't tell you. As he spoke, tears began to stream down his face again. Gian panicked, huh? Wait, are you crying again? Hey, just tell me. Please don't cry. What's wrong? Please, just tell me. Do you remember our promise? Sohm asked through his sobs. That we'd tell each other if we started to have feelings for someone? Yeah, I remember, Gian replied. Sohm took a deep, shuddering breath. Between sobs, Sohm finally confessed, I like you. I like you, Han Gian. Gian stared at Sohm in a fluster, mumbling, Gian reached out to wipe Sohm's tears, asking gently, hey, don't cry. Why are you crying? When you said you liked me, you didn't mean as a friend or a brother, did you? Sohm shook his head slightly and replied, no. Gian hung his head, his voice full of unease, then, I'm really sorry, but can you give me some time to think? I just need to step out for a bit. I won't be long, I'll be right back. As he walked away, Gian didn't forget to look back and remind him, wait here and don't cry, okay? Sohm waited alone. Suddenly, Gian returned, calling out, wait. He quickly leaned down and placed a light kiss on Sohm's lips. Startled, Sohm stammered, what are you doing? Gian hesitated, well, I thought it might make you feel better. With that, he rushed off again, yelling, I'll be right back. Don't cry, there's nothing to cry about. The door slammed shut, and the electronic lock beeped. Sohm sat alone in a daze, letting out a choked sob. He couldn't understand it. What is wrong with that guy? Alone in the large living room, Sohm curled up on the sofa, waiting. He fiddled with his fingers, his heart filled with anxiety, What's taking him so long? He needs time to think. What is there to think about? I should have just kept my feelings to myself. He definitely doesn't feel the same way. Of course, he doesn't. We shouldn't be in a relationship like this at all. Then again, he did kiss me before he left. Could there be a chance he feels the same way I do? What if that's really the case? Gian sat on the stairs, sighing. He thought in confusion, I don't know. I never usually have to think about stuff like this. But I just don't get it. He likes me? But why? I don't know what it feels like to have feelings for someone. How can Sohm be so sure about his feelings for me? But come to think of it, you usually only kiss people you like. Is that why he feels that way? But it's not like we kissed because we liked each other. In fact, I've never kissed anyone because I liked them. This isn't working. This isn't something I can figure out just by sitting here thinking by myself. I need to go ask him. This is something we need to talk about together. Gian rushed back home. Sohm, who was lying on the sofa, was startled by the sound of the door. Gian stepped inside. Sohm stammered, You're back. Still catching his breath, Gian said, Hey, Sohm. Sohm asked, Have you thought it over? Gian stepped in front of Sohm, Here's the thing. About that, Sohm looked down, thinking bitterly, I knew it. He said, You don't have to say it if it's too difficult. I won't be hurt. Gian was surprised, Huh? Come on, it's not a big deal. Why are you so worried? Just pretend I never said anything. We can just act like nothing happened. Gian's face turned serious. Excuse me? Who said we should act like nothing happened? Gian took Sohm's hand. I know you. You would never confess your feelings so carelessly. And I didn't come back to say what you think I was going to say. I was going to think about it on my own, but I don't think I can figure it out by myself. So I came back so we could have a proper talk. Sohm asked blankly, Huh? Talk about what? I don't know how I feel. What does it mean to like someone? You have to tell me. Gian pressed on, How do you know you like me? Do you feel anything special when you see me? Sohm blushed, stammering, Well, I only realized it myself recently. It's just that I always miss you, and my heart pounds when I see you. And, I just feel weird for no reason. Gian pressed on, and? Is there more? Sometimes, I find you quite cute. Gian was surprised, Really? You think I'm cute? Stop it, you're just teasing me now. Not at all. I'm being completely serious. All right. Now it's my turn to talk. Gian cupped Sohm's face. If I had to list the things I want to do with you every day, I want to tease you, touch you, and kiss you. I couldn't tell you this because I was afraid you'd get mad, but I want to do more than what we did last time, and I don't want you doing that with anyone else. Sohm's heart raced as he listened to Gian. What is he saying? Gian continued, There are a lot of things I want to do with you in the future, but to name a few now, let's see. I want us to live together and start traveling together when we're adults. Oh, I used to live with my grandma when I was little. I want to take you there too. Gian lifted Sohm's chin. And this has been on my mind a lot lately, but you're really beautiful. Those are my thoughts about you. What do you think all that means? Sohm said, stunned. Are you an idiot? When you put it like that, of course it sounds like you're saying you like me. Gian asked innocently, really? It sounds like that? Sohm covered his face with his hands, defeated. Yeah, you idiot. Gian asked again, but is that all you're worried about? What else is there to worry about besides your feelings? Sohm mumbled, we're both guys. And once my mom and your dad get married, we'll become family. Gian asked again, so what? Sohm flinched, huh? We just have to make sure we don't get caught. I don't want to think about anything other than our feelings. Can't we just do what we want? Sohm trembled, how can you? Gian replied, who cares? We have to live our own lives. Sohm bit his lip, conflicted. He slowly sat up. Then he climbed onto Jian's lap and said, then, there's something I want to do right now, if that's okay. Gian asked, you want to kiss? Sohm replied without hesitation, yeah. Gian whispered, go ahead, you don't have to ask me. They lunged at each other, sharing a passionate kiss. Just then, Sohm's phone screen suddenly lit up. An incoming call from Mom. We're doing fine. How are you, Mom? Yes. I'm okay. I'll pass the message on to Gian. Yes, talk to you later, Mom. Was that your mom? Yeah. She called yesterday, but I missed it. It seems like they didn't go on a trip, they're just staying somewhere nearby. Really? My dad didn't say that. Where are they? She didn't say. I think they might be at your place. She wants our families to have dinner together next Monday, so I said yes. You're coming too, right? Of course. Our family dinner on Monday. Mom said we should go to that Korean restaurant from last time. Huh? We're not going together? She said she and your dad will come after they finish work. But what are you doing? This is so cute and soft. Are you crazy? Go touch your own stomach. Mine's no fun. But I have one complaint. Your belly is too small. You need to eat more so I have more to play with. I already eat a lot. You should be the one eating more. Care to work out with me? You have no muscle at all. I have a little bit. A little bit? It should be defined like mine, see? Firm and solid. Honestly, talking to you for more than a minute makes me feel dumber. What did you just say? That's a harsh thing to say. Are you going to the study cafe today? No. Silly Gianni is just going to stay home. Really? You're not going? I have to go because I left my workbook there. Yeah, I'll be at home today. Actually, I got told off last time for typing too loudly. Then you can just sit next to me and read a book. Didn't you say you left your charger there? I've already finished all the books I borrowed from the library. I'll probably just do some writing. It'd be great if you could grab my charger for me. Fine. I'll be back soon. Okay, have fun. What's this? Why is it out of battery? Crap, I need to check the photos I took. Maybe I'll just borrow Sohm's charger. The charger, where does he keep his charger? If I remember correctly, he keeps it in his drawer. He really never cleans up properly. He should put this stuff in a binder or something. A report card? No content. His recent scores have dropped quite a bit. Why did his grades drop so much? Doesn't he need a near-perfect score to get into pharmacy school? Or is it just because this was a mock exam? No content. No content. What are you doing in my room? Oh, I needed to borrow your charger. You're back early. It was boring without you. I figured I'd just study at home. What about you? Did you get any writing done? Me? Yeah, same. He was bored without me? Anyone can see his grades are dropping because of me. Am I getting in the way of his studies? I thought he was managing it on his own. Here. This is for you. You like this stuff, right? I do. I was passing by the convenience store and they had a buy two get one free sale. Aren't you thinking about me a little too much? I'm touched, but I'm also a little worried. What? If you're going to say something weird, just give it back. Hey, I never said I wasn't going to eat it. Even so, I want it back. I'll eat it myself. No takebacks. It's too late. Then I'll just have to steal it. Here. It's mine now. Try and take it back. No content. That was just in my mouth. So what? Oh. Oh no, it broke. Really? Oh my god, I didn't mean to grab your bracelet. Crap. What do I do now? Look. Huh? You're not throwing it away? Why would I? That'd be a waste. I went back to buy another one, but they weren't selling them anymore. Let me know if yours ever breaks. I'll make you one too. It's still weird, though. What's weird about it? I spent days trying to figure out how to save it. Welcome. Thank you. You two are here. Hi, Dad. Hello, Mr. Han. Haha, it feels like it's been a while. How have you been, Sohm? You look like you've grown since I last saw you. Ah, yes. Looks like we'll have to merge the families soon if you want to make any progress with Sohm, don't you think? No content. Dad? You're being weird. Why are you smiling like that? This is so embarrassing. Who, me? Honey, maybe it's better if we just tell them quickly. At this rate, we're just making things more awkward. Well, you see. The truth is, there's something your mother and I wanted to tell you both. That's why we asked you to come. I thought it was something we should discuss as a family. First, why don't you two take a look at this? No content. Peanut, 12 weeks. What is this? We're sorry we didn't tell you two sooner. We wanted you to be the first to know, but it was hard to find the right words. But then we realized it would eventually come out, even if we didn't say anything. I know this news is quite a shock. Sohm glanced at the ultrasound photo, his mind racing. A little brother or sister. The news was so sudden, it was hard to process. Just then, Jae-Hyung cleared his throat, breaking the silence with a joke. So, is the baby's name Peanut? Han Peanut? Mr. Beam chuckled. No, that's just a pet name for now. I actually wanted to go with Hopi, which was apparently Sohm's fetal name. Ms. Hayan added, that's right, this is our little Peanut. Gian turned to Sohm in surprise. Huh? You were Hopi? Sohm replied, flustered, what? Yeah. It's cute, isn't it? We called him Hopi for a while until we decided on the name Sohm. Mr. Beam cleared his throat, changing the subject. Your mom says she's fine, but I still worry about her and the baby when I'm not around. We want to get married as soon as possible. We also need to start preparing a room for Peanut. What do you two think? Are you okay with that? Sohm glanced over, hesitating. Unlike Sohm, Gian appeared indifferent and replied, feel free. I don't have any objections. Gian casually picked up some food, remarking that it was delicious, leaving Sohm with a questioning look on his face. Hearing that, the adults sighed in relief. Thank you, boys. Sohm could only stammer back, no, it's nothing. Sohm stole a glance at Gian, his heart filled with anxiety. He's so indifferent. Am I the only one who's shocked by this? What's going through Gian's mind? After they finished eating, everyone started to leave. Sohm called Gian back. How are you so calm? Don't tell me you already knew. How would I know? It's the first I'm hearing about it. You just looked unbelievably calm. All through dinner, I kept wondering what you were thinking. Gian fiddled with the ring on his finger, avoiding Sohm's gaze. That's a good question. I don't even know what I'm thinking myself. With that, Gian turned and walked away, leaving one last remark. Right now, I don't want to think about anything at all. Sohm watched Gian's retreating back, thinking to himself that his calmness just made everything stranger. He scratched his cheek in confusion, wondering, is he okay? Gian walked on, his face cold and emotionless. Back home, while Gian was reading a book, Ms. Hayan called out to him. Hey, Gian. Are you free? Gian replied, yeah, what's up? I'm heading to the market. Can you come with me? Gian quickly agreed. On the way, Ms. Hayan revealed, actually, I wanted to talk to you alone for a bit. Just the two of us. Gian asked in surprise, what about? Gian half-joked, is it something serious? Like Sohm's grades, or something? Ms. Hayan immediately shot back, What about Sohm's grades? I just wanted to thank you for getting along with Sohm. Sohm isn't good at opening up to people. You know, you're the only one he can be truly honest with. Gian was surprised. Really? Ms. Hayen smiled. Yes. It seems to me that Sohm really looks up to you. Hey Gian, I know you must have been shocked when your dad and I told you about the baby last night. Gian was taken aback and quickly denied it. Not at all. But Miss Hayen still said apologetically, accepting a new sibling can be difficult. I'm sorry. I'm really fine. I'm okay. If you say so, then I'm glad. But if you're just pretending to be okay so you don't worry us, you don't have to do that, Gian. I mean, if you're upset, you have every right to say so. I'm just saying this just in case, because I still don't know how you really feel. Gian replied curtly, yes, I understand. But he wondered to himself, but how could I possibly do that? Sohm was fast asleep in bed when the door creaked open. It was followed by a rustling sound. Gian slowly got into bed, lying down right behind Sohm. You never sleep in this late. Did you stay up last night? Sohm mumbled in reply, yeah, a little. I haven't studied much lately, so I'm trying to catch up. Gian suddenly called out, hey, Sohm. Sohm replied, yeah? Are you still in touch with your biological father? Sohm was surprised. My biological father? No, I don't even know what he looks like. Gian nuzzled his head into Sohm's neck, asking again, really? What about his name? I've never asked, Sohm replied. Mom doesn't like to talk about it. Why are you suddenly asking about this? Just curious. What about you and your birth mother, do you keep in touch? No, but I know what she does. She works at a salon, she's an esthetician. Sohm was surprised. Really? I had no idea. Gian explained, see this dyed hair? My mom used to do it for me. Back before I started elementary school. A memory surfaced of a young Gian getting his hair done by his mother. She told him, Mommy did your hair so I can spot you right away, even from far away. My Giammi looks so cute. I'm going to make you into a special child, one that no other kid can compare to. Little Gian asked innocently, really? Me? Sohm remarked, it sounds like you two were really close. Gian denied it bitterly. Not really. She didn't even come to my first day of school, even though she promised. I looked for her everywhere, but she wasn't there. She just left me with an empty promise that she'd come back if I read all my books, and she never returned. I read every book I owned 1,000 times and even learned how to dye my own hair so she could find me easily. Then, in middle school, I went to find her myself. I got into a big fight with a kid I wanted to be friends with and was scolded by the teacher. Afterward, his mom came to pick him up, while I was all alone. That made me miss my own mom even more. So I ran off to find her. I remembered where she worked. Sohm asked curiously, so did you talk to her? Gian admitted, no. I hid. It was because she looked so happy without me, I couldn't bring myself to go in. She had replaced me with another little boy. Sohm comforted him. Even so, you should have talked to her. You miss her. Hiding from her doesn't sound like you at all. Gian tightened his embrace, thinking, no. That's not true. I'm a coward. I hate it when things get difficult. I hate thinking about things that make my head hurt. They just make me want to run away again, just like that day. Gian stood by the roadside, hands in his pockets, silently watching the people pass by. He took out his phone to look at it, as a black car slowly approached and stopped beside him. The car screeched to a halt. The window rolled down, and Mr. BM peeked out, calling, son, get in. As Gian opened the car door, he asked, where are we going? Mr. BM asked worriedly, is parking prohibited here? Gian replied, probably not. Gian got into the car and suggested, then let's just talk in the car. We'll talk for a bit and then I'll go. Mr. BM hesitated, is that okay? You said it was something important. Gian affirmed, yes. So what's this all about, calling your dad out so secretly? It wasn't a secret. I called you directly, Dad. Gian hesitated for a moment before speaking up, the thing is. I have a favor to ask you, Dad. Mr. BM was surprised. A favor? Gian said seriously, I think that up until now, I've always done everything you told me to do without a single complaint, right? So, this time, please just listen to me for once. Gian peeked into Sohm's room, calling in a wheedling tone, Sohm, oh Sohm, come out for a bit. Sohm turned around and asked, HM? What is it? Gian asked, Do you have a lot to study today? Sohm replied, I always have a lot. Why do you ask? Gian moved closer, looking straight into Sohm's eyes. Can't you take a day off today? Just hang out with me for one day. He pleaded, really, just one day. We can get back to studying hard tomorrow. Sohm asked in surprise, hang out? Gian replied softly, yeah. We've never really gone out to have fun together before. Come on, please? Sohm asked coolly, to do what? Gian excitedly listed, I want to go to karaoke, play pool, go to a PC bang, the movies, an arcade, latte world. Sohm said, flustered, that's too much. Just pick one. Gian thought for a moment and then said, in that case, I want to go to the place where you'll have the most fun. They arrived at an arcade. Sohm looked around, bewildered, and confessed, this is my first time in a place like this. Gian smiled. Yeah, I figured. Gian asked, what do you want to play? It's my treat today, with all the cash I have. Sohm looked around awkwardly. Well, I don't really know, Gian pointed to a punching machine. How about this one? Wanna see who gets a higher score? Sohm flatly refused, I don't like those kinds of brute force games. Gian shrugged. Alright, skip it. Sohm's gaze landed on the whack-a-mole game next to it. This one looks fun. I'll just imagine it's your head while I'm hitting it. You're contradicting yourself a little, you know? Sohm enthusiastically grabbed the mallet and started whacking away, shouting, take that. One for Han Jian's head. This is really fun. Am I good at this? Gian smiled, thinking to himself, so cute. After they finished, Sohm pointed ahead. Hey, I want to play that shooting game over there, too. Gian readily agreed, yeah, let's do it. And I'm also curious about that other thing. Can we try it before we go home? Gian was curious. What thing? It turned out to be a sticker photo booth. Gian asked in surprise, taking pictures? Holding the 2 strips of freshly printed photos, Sohm said with satisfaction, oh, these came out nice. Gian asked, but is it okay to take them here? This style is a bit outdated. Do you want to go somewhere else to take more? Sohm shook his head. No, this is good enough. We can go to those other places later. Gian quietly mumbled, later. Sohm asked, are we going home now? Gian rubbed his chin, looking regretful. Well, it feels like a waste to go home already. Sohm suggested, then should we go see a movie? Gian lit up. Sure. But let's not go to a movie theater. Let's go somewhere else. Sohm looked puzzled. Somewhere else? Where? Gian replied playfully, you'll see if you just follow me, and led Sohm to a private room cafe. Inside the room, Sohm asked, you've really been to all sorts of places, haven't you? Who do you come to places like this with? Gian picked up the remote and replied, I refuse to answer that. You probably didn't come here with Huang Minwang. Gian ignored him, saying, there's nothing good on. I'll just put on something random. Seeing that Gian wasn't answering, Sohm asked, are you not listening to me? Suddenly, Gian pushed Sohm down, saying cheerfully, it's nice that it's just the 2 of us. We can even lie down. It's comfortable and nice, right? Sohm replied bluntly, you're heavy. Gian rested his head on Sohm's shoulder, and they watched the movie together. Sohm was silent, his eyes holding a thoughtful expression. Sohm asked, are you focused on the movie? No, I don't even know what it's about. Then can I talk to you? Yeah. What did you want to say? Gian hesitated. Well, I just wanted to ask if you've thought about it since then. Sohm wondered, thought about what? About us getting a younger sibling. Is there really a need to think about it? But you can't just not think about it at all, right? Sohm sighed. Because the situation is different now. Even though we're not blood-related brothers, that baby will be our real family. Jiang called out softly, Sohm. Just for a week, until we move, can we not talk about this? Let's talk about it again after that. I don't want to talk about it until then. Sohm looked confused but still nodded. All right. I get it. Seeing the dark expression on Jian's face, Sohm thought to himself, his expression has gotten worse. I hate this atmosphere. To break the silence, Sohm called out, Hey, Han Jian. Sohm leaned down and whispered, Should we kiss? Jian froze, staring at him. Sohm said, If you don't want to, then Nev, when suddenly Gian pushed him down onto the couch. He pinned Sohm down and whispered, "Why do you keep doing such cute things? At this rate, I'm going to have a hard time holding back." With that, Gian leaned down and kissed Sohm. Sohm thought to himself, hold back? Gian pulled away from his lips. Then he moved down to bite gently on Sohm's collarbone. He asked in surprise, "Hey, what are you doing?" Sohm touched his neck, horrified. "You left a mark. Isn't this a hickey?" Gian replied calmly, "It'll disappear in a few days." "Sohm, there's something I haven't told you." "What is it?" "Before we move, I'm planning to go stay at my grandmother's place for a while." Sohm was surprised. "So suddenly?" "I told you I stayed with my grandma during the break." "Are you going alone?" "You said you wanted to go with me." Gian lowered his eyes. "Sorry, I'm going alone this time." Sohm was stunned, then replied in a small voice, "I see. What's gotten into him? Is he really that tired? He's acting so strangely today. It's like he's leaving for good." They are getting ready to move into their new house. Sohm helps everyone pack up. After setting down a box, he pulls out his phone to check it. Why hasn't he contacted me? I thought he'd be back today for the move. Still no messages. Maybe the reception is bad there. But are there really places like that these days? Mr. Beam asks, "Sohm, have you packed your valuables away safely?" Full-service movers are convenient, but I've heard things can go missing, so you need to be careful. Sohm replies, yes, I have. Have you taken a look at the house? Your room gets plenty of sunlight, it's nice, isn't it? Yes, the room is beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Beam. Sohm hesitates for a moment before saying, "Mr. Beam, but when I looked around earlier, I saw a nursery and a storage room. Why isn't there a room for Gian? Are Gian and I sharing a room?" Mr. Beam scratches the back of his neck, flustered, well. I was going to tell you after we finished moving. Gian said he felt bad, so he asked me to keep it a secret until then. He said he left an outfit of his in your closet. He also told you to check the pocket. Sohm pulls out a letter. Gian wrote, "Hey Sohm. This is the first time I've ever written you a letter. By the time you read this, you've probably already heard from my dad, right? I've decided to stay at my grandma's house, to live there and do the things I want to do. I'm sorry for leaving without being able to tell you in person. I just couldn't bring myself to say it. If you had told me not to go, I probably would have listened right away. If that happened, how could I ever sort things out? Someday, when some time has passed, when I'm confident enough to face you as a close friend, a normal brother, and to confidently face my new little sibling, I'll come back then. If you stay by my side, you might end up in hell too. I can't let that happen. If someone has to go to hell, I alone will be enough. I'm sorry for making you like me. See you again. Until then, take care." Sohm stands frozen on the stairs. He crumples the letter, not believing his eyes. What the hell is this bastard talking about? I must have read it wrong. He takes out his phone, his hands trembling as he hits the call button. Sohm mutters, "No, even for a joke, this is going too far." The phone rings, but an automated voice comes on the other end. "The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Please try again later." Sohm is stunned, realizing he blocked my number. He stumbles and collapses onto the stairs, wondering, what the hell is this? He said things as if he liked me, he acted like it, too. So what is all this now? He looks back at the words in the letter, wondering, close friend? A normal brother? That crazy bastard. Fucking coward. How could he decide everything on his own like this? He crumples the letter again, tears welling in his eyes, thinking in despair, if you do this, then what am I supposed to do? In a peaceful countryside town, a voice calls out, "Come here. Ah, you're so cute." "How can you be so cute?" "Grandma, can I name him?" His grandma replies, "Do as you like." Gian cheers, "Awesome." His grandma asks, "Are you done unpacking? Why are you playing around here?" Gian replies, "I'm all done. By the way, since when have you had him? You never said you were getting a dog." "I don't know either. Someone abandoned him here, so I've been taking care of him ever since." Gian hugs the puppy, saying sadly, "How could someone abandon something so cute? That's terrible." His grandma gives Gian a sharp rap on the head, frowning as she scolds him, "Put that dog down and go finish unpacking." Gian mutters as he walks into his room, Grandma's so scary. So why did you suddenly come here? Is there something you're not telling me? Is it because your dad's getting remarried? You don't want to see her, is that it? Ah, that's not it. My stepmom and I are very close. Well, when she came to greet me, she did seem like a good person. Yeah, Mom's a good person. I just really wanted to come live with you in the quiet countryside. I'm serious. What's this? Is this your friend? He's not a friend. He's my stepmom's son. His grandma comments, you two look close. He mutters, we are very close. Hurry up and finish cleaning so you can eat. You didn't look well, so I made some porridge. Gian obediently replies, yes, Grandma. Gian suddenly feels nauseous. He clutches his stomach, Grandma, I think I have indigestion. His grandma says worriedly, goodness, you haven't eaten anything since yesterday, why is this happening? I don't know. Come here, let me see. I'll prick your finger, it'll make you feel better right away. His grandma ties a thread around Gian's thumb, soothing him, it'll feel better in a moment. Gian just replies softly, okay. She pricks the tip of his finger with a needle. A drop of blood seeps out. Gian mutters, that hurts. His grandma says, of course it hurts when you're drawing blood. Suddenly, Gian buries his head in his grandma's shoulder and sobs, Grandma, it hurts so much. His grandma is startled. Oh my goodness, look at you, why are you crying? Are you okay? Gian chokes out, I don't know. Tears stream down his face. Between sobs, he thinks to himself, I thought I was fine, but I guess I'm not. I have to be fine. This isn't something to cry about. A loud voice echoed across the schoolyard. Hey, Huang Min-woong. A friend held up a phone, pointing to Gian's post and asking, what's this? Did he really drop out? On the screen was the status, everyone, I've dropped out. Don't look for me. Goodbye. The students around them began to whisper. Min-woong said, can't you read? It's written right there. Another friend asked skeptically, I heard he's going to be a trainee, is that true? A different voice chimed in, not a trainee, I heard he joined a hip-hop label. Min-woong cut them off in annoyance, ugh, so annoying, just stop. That's not it. Min-woonga, did you know? I was just told myself. Man, I thought you were his closest friend. That sucks. No, it doesn't suck. Whatever. He said he'll visit sometimes. So stop asking now. Sohm glanced at his phone, what? Visit? He didn't tell me that. Sohm ran his hands through his hair in frustration. He couldn't focus at all. How many days has it been like this? This is so frustrating. What should I do? If I just stay alone like this, things will never change. After a moment of hesitation, Sohm picked up his phone and scrolled through his contacts. He tapped on the screen. Then he placed the phone down on the table. He wondered, I don't even know if this is the right thing to do. Immediately after, the phone screen lit up with a series of messages from a person named Shin Sung Jae-Hyung. Let's meet after school. I'll buy you coffee. Okay. At a cafe, Sohm was sitting alone when Jae-hyung walked in. Jae-hyung called out cheerfully, Soma. Sohm looked up. Jae-hyung smiled as he approached, hey. I'm not late, am I? You already ordered? I told you I'd treat you. Sohm replied shyly, I'm the one who invited you, Hyung, how could I let you pay? Still, you shouldn't have. If you do this again next time, I'm not coming. Jae-hyung got straight to the point. So, what did you want to see me about? Sohm stammered, well, it felt a bit rude to say over text or a call. Hyung, I was wondering about the tutoring for next year, could we possibly start this year? My grades have been slipping lately, and I can't focus. Jae-hyung smiled and agreed immediately, of course. I might say no to someone else, but if it's our Sohm asking, I have to say yes. But why can't you focus? Is something wrong? Actually, I was a little surprised when I saw you just now. You don't look very well. Sohm denied it, flustered, no. Nothing's wrong. Jae-hyung smiled gently, it doesn't look that way. Soma, you shouldn't lie. Sohm was flustered, this is, to you, no, I can't tell anyone else. He mumbled, I'm really sorry. Jae-hyung asked unexpectedly, is this related to the friend who came to church with you last time? Sohm jumped, startled, how did you know? Haha, because I'm perceptive. Actually, in the restroom last time, I overheard you and your friend talking. The doors aren't as thick as you think. Sohm was horrified. What? Did you hear a lot? How much did you hear? Jae-hyung quickly reassured him. It's okay, Soma, don't panic. I've also committed such a sin before. So I know exactly how you feel right now. You're confused about your feelings for that friend, aren't you? So just tell me everything. Sohm buried his face in his hands and confessed, that's right, but the problem is a little different. This is the first time I'm telling anyone about this besides Gian. It's a bit hard to talk about right now. Could you give me some time? Jae-hyung smiled and nodded, of course I can. Then for now, let's just focus on studying hard. He gently patted Sohm's head. And we'll get closer slowly, okay? Sohm replied obediently, yes, Hyung. Jae-hyung smiled and thought to himself, good. I hope it won't be long before Sohm is old enough to not have to wear a uniform anymore. 5 years later. In a peaceful countryside, a voice called out, it's down there. Another voice replied, ah, I see it. A pair of hands deftly snatched a chicken. Got it. Gian tossed the chicken towards an old man. Gramps, catch. The old man panicked, hey, you brat, don't throw the chicken. Don't call me for this kind of stuff next time. Who else am I supposed to call? Gian could only sigh, honestly. I told you to fix the hole in the chicken coop before. That's why they keep getting out. Whatever. Thanks anyway, writer. Gian blushed, please don't call me that. What else am I supposed to call a writer if not a writer? Dapper young man, handsome fella. There are plenty of words. The old man mumbled, what's he on about? Anyway, don't ask me for these kinds of favors anymore. Because I'm leaving soon. How many times have you said that? You keep saying you're leaving but you never do. Gian didn't reply, simply saying, I'm off. The old man called after him, yeah, be careful on your way. Gian sped off on his scooter. On his way back, Gian noticed an unfamiliar car with a new driver sticker. He thought to himself, a strange car. I've never seen this one before. Why is it parked here? So inconvenient. Suddenly, his phone rang. Gian slammed on the brakes to answer the phone. Grandma. Gianna, where are you? Why aren't you home yet? I was coming back from the library when the village chief stopped me. I helped him catch a chicken that fell into a ditch, and I'm on my way home now. Oh, really? Are you almost here then? I'm right in front of the house now. Buy some juice on your way home. To go with the cake. Gian was surprised. Cake? He whined playfully, Grandma. I told you I didn't need a cake, just seaweed soup is fine. We have the soup too. Okay, I'll go buy it now. I'm hanging up. Arriving home, Gian called out cheerfully, Grandma. I'm home. His grandma's voice called back from inside, oh, you're back. But when did you buy a cake? I'm so touched. His grandma replied, I didn't buy it. Your guest brought it. The smile on Gian's face instantly vanished. My guest? Yes, your guest. Gian asked urgently, where are they? In your room. Go and see. Gian immediately dashed off like the wind. He rushed into the house. The bedroom door burst open. Gian froze when he saw the person standing inside. Gian stammered, hey, you. Sohm broke the silence. It's been a while. Huh? Why are you here? What? Did you give me a heads up before you left? Unblock me first. You're asking me why I'm here. What am I supposed to do? I couldn't forget you. What about you? Have you forgotten me? Gian was flustered. Hey, wait a minute. We haven't seen each other in a long time. Shouldn't we ask if we're doing okay first? Sohm cut him off. Living well, you ask? Gian was completely speechless, not knowing how to reply. Sohm looked at him, his voice laced with both pain and anger. Of course I'm not living well. Because of you. My life has been so miserable that I'd rather be in hell with you. That's why I came here. To go to hell with you, just once. Gian, terrified, gently pushed Sohm away. Hey, wait. Gian's voice stammered, I. On the table was a novel titled, Can't Stop, by the author, Han Gian.